Hello, everyone. It is Ariel today, and can you dig it?
Greetings.
Today we are doing a demonstration about what happens when you call your pediatrician to see exactly what their process is when a child has adverse effects to the vaccines. I.e. developmental delay, i.e. autism, i.e.
Death.
Seizures, death, epilepsy, ADHD, ADD, cancer,
brain hemorrhages, strokes, blood clots, everything that you're seeing in the news that's happening to young people all of a sudden just started happening.
So we're going to see what happens. The doctor that my sons were going to is by the name of Dr. Paul Lunas. Matter of fact, let me pull him up so you guys can see his information. So you guys know I am definitely calling a physician.
Let's be clear. We asked our doctor directly, specifically, if vaccines contain any mercury. And the answer was emphatically, absolutely
No.
not. Emphatically, absolutely not.
Yes. So, we are going to call now. Call Dr. Lunas. It's been 6 years since we've spoken to this doctor's office. So, this is going to be, I don't know what to tell you to expect. How about that? But here we go.
Please leave your message for 443-422-5563.
Well, that's not the number I dialed at all. It seems that I can never get in contact with him. This is my second time trying to call him. I'm going to try to dial the number one more time.
Try my phone still.
It's ringing.
Please leave your message for
So I'm not even getting the answering service that I got yesterday.
Why don't I give it a shot?
410.
Okay.
466
466
4700.
4700.
You got it.
Let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens.
Disco.
It may be lunchtime. So
But still should be an answering service.
I would agree with that. So what we'll do is I will we
Call
can
in
go,
half an hour.
Yeah, we can go start the presentation.
Yeah.
And then call him back.
Okay, so we'll call him back. We'll call him back in a half an hour. We'll give the benefit of the doubt that it is lunchtime. So I wanted to make you guys familiar
Please
with
leave your
this
message.
if you are not already. But this is the VAERS system website. It is for Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System. What I am trying to find out is what exactly is the procedure when a child has side effects. Now, the issue is that they don't acknowledge that any of the developmental issues that these children are having are from vaccines. So my best bet is to guess that VAERS doesn't have the majority of the lot numbers that they should have in regards to what's happening, because the pediatricians, I am almost positive, are not even submitting anything because they're not even associating it with it. So that means that they can't be doing it. So what I'm going to do is, before I move on, I'm going to give theirs a call as well and ask them what exactly is the process.
You know what? Why don't you go into that clip that we have from yes, why don't you go into that short clip about "It's a Great Lie, the cat's out of the bag."
Oh, okay.
Let's jump in that really quick.
I was getting to that.
Yeah, let's jump in
okay,
really
all right.
fast,
So
yeah.
we'll get into that. So, all right. So we're still talking about VAERS. We're still talking about the vaccines. So, some astronomical news has come out from the European Parliament Committee. It's a group of individuals from different countries over in Europe that have come together, that have questioned all of the pharmaceutical companies, all of the vaccine companies that have been producing the vaccines, which is Pfizer, Moderna, and with Johnson & Johnson, and etc. So they came to them and they asked them the questions, and I think it would behoove all of you to see what exactly they said. So wait a minute, 1 second. This is not the right clip. This is just the newspaper article. 1 second, guys. I apologize. I thought that I had this prepared.
So,
clip.
while we're looking for that, we want to bring a couple things to your attention we'd like you to keep in mind. There was a trial that took place in was it Wisconsin? It was about something called a Christmas Day Parade.
Oh yeah.
If you guys are interested in whether or not this Christmas Day Parade was a sacrifice done in just some random person who just ran into a crowd and ran over a whole bunch of people doing a parade, or if you want to find out if this was something that was 100% planned and manipulated, just give us a couple minutes because we're going to go through it. We're also going to go through the George Floyd murder, and we're going to find out that it actually was not a murder. It was a premeditated suicide. This was all, it was, fentanyl is poison is what killed George Floyd. And this was, this whole thing was an act. The whole thing was a setup. The whole thing was staged. The George Floyd murder was 100% staged. And you hang in there with us. I'll walk you through it and I'll show you the details and I'll walk you through the numbers. Can you dig it?
All right, guys. So I have the clip here. Man, you come right in and just like a precision. You filled in that time perfectly. All right, guys. So please listen up. Listen to what they are saying. Okay.
Hold another press conference today because of the events unfolding after the committee session of last Monday, when our colleague, who I hope will still be able to join us this morning, asked Pfizer a question, and the answer was really what made the news. Put in a nutshell, the cat is out of the bag. It was a gigantic lie, what they told us, that these vaccines would prevent you catching this virus or would prevent transmission. Well, none of that was true, as it turns out, and based on that lie, all of the mandates, all of the lockdowns, all of the non-pharmaceutical measures as wearing masks, staying at home, curfews, all of that was based on that gigantic lie. And yet, they will not acknowledge it. No, they just go ahead with whatever they want to do with us. I would like to point out a couple of things from the EU Commission's action plan, EU response to COVID-19, preparing for autumn-winter 2023. As you might have guessed, the focus, of course, is still on these hazardous mRNA injections. Well, that's not surprising here. They would like to implement and coordinate effective communication initiatives and strategies to promote uptake of additional injections and complete the primary series of those who have not even begun yet, the unvaccinated. So once again, a particular group of a population is being targeted, and that's what they're trying to do. They would like to increase vaccine confidence by debunking mis- and disinformation. Well, who is spreading the mis- and the disinformation? It is EU Commission, it is the pharmaceutical companies, it is governments, especially in the Western democracies. They are the ones spreading the mis- and the disinformation. They are the ones telling people lies. For what? So their pharmaceutical companies make profits and profits and profits. And the risks, well, guess what? You, the taxpayers, you will be left with the risks. And then, of course, they want to target, and they specifically say that, target hard-to-reach population groups.
Target seems like...
Well, I guess in that instance, they're actually talking about me. Yes, I am a hard-to-target, a hard-to-reach a population group, because I saw through their lies from the get-go. I'm still unvaccinated, and I will remain unvaccinated. I will not inject a poisonous substance into my body, point blank. So go ahead and try to target me. Good luck with that. Then, of course, they go on with the gaslighting, labeling vaccine hesitancy, this is what they call it, as anti-Western and anti-EU. Can you believe this? So anyone who is not willing to let themselves be injected with this vaccine is anti-Western and anti-EU. No, ladies and gentlemen, let's be clear about this. If you do not want to poison your body, and it is your choice to do with your body whatever you please. Remember, my body, my choice? That's their narrative, actually.
Right.
Remember that. So, if you do not want to take that vaccine, that has nothing to do with being anti-Western or anti-EU. It is pro-people. That's what it is. And it is anti-globalist elites. That's what it is. And in this action plan, they refer several times to not only COVID-19, but now they slip in influenza. So this will be the next step for their measures, whether it be vaccinations or non-pharmaceutical interventions like wearing masks or staying at home curfews. Then they will be able to do so when there is an influenza pandemic or wave. And whenever I think they could not possibly come up with yet another atrocity to inflict on people, they sure as heck prove me wrong. The EU Commission proposes now the prioritized administration of the update injection for the vulnerable groups, and then they list who these vulnerable groups are. And they start by saying people aged 60 years and older, individuals with underlying conditions. No problem there. But then they list another group. And you really need to brace yourselves for that one. The vulnerable group among those who should be given priority to take this update vaccine are pregnant women. I have never heard anything more despicable than that, because the point is this: they do not know what this vaccine does to the unborn child. They simply have no clue.
The babies don't get it.
And yet, now they're pushing it on pregnant people. And keep in mind, there has been a drop in birth rate.
There
We
you
don't
go.
know why that happened. You would expect the opposite of that. I mean, people were locked down. Remember what happened when they had a blackout in New York in the 70s? 9 months later, they were like babies left and right. But not this time.
No,
People were locked up for months in their homes. Nothing.
Okay, no problem.
Question.
Baby boomers.
And these are the questions that we should be asking.
Baby boomers.
So just to give you an
Baby
update on that,
boomers.
they will continue to try, they will continue
What
to
happened to
push whatever
You got pregnant.
their end goal is, they are trying to. And yeah, I would just like to thank you for supporting us and for letting us know that we indeed are advocating and fighting for what you, the people, want. These globalists.
Okay. All right. So, you guys, this is a big deal because they are allowing characters to be on the forefront publicly, saying that these companies are lying to us. Like, I got another clip that I want to show you guys that happened the other day with the guy when he was when he asked Moderna and all the different people.
Right.
Like, you guys are not going to believe. Like, do you understand the same strategy that they're using for Can You Dig It, aka Santana?
Me.
To just ignore it and just act like it's not going to happen. It's the same strategy that they're using when when people are asking questions about the safety of these vaccines.
Except they're not, shooting them and punching them and killing them and stealing away money.
They are kind of killing them though.
They are killing them.
they are literally killing them. Killing these people. Wait a minute, let me go to my history, you guys, because I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing. I am going to put the link in the description because you all have got to see this.
But just remember, stand on your truth.
Yes.
Stand on
and
your
tell
truth.
the truth. And tell the truth.
By all means,
Thank
tell
you
the
so
truth.
much for coming to this.
I'm just trying to get through this. All right, this guy.
Money that has been managed by the U.
Listen,
His auditions in
thank you for hanging in there with us. We apologize. The production is not fantastic.
It's
and
not. It's
We're
bad.
tired and we just,
Had
it's
the
not what you...
courage, I would say,
Here we go, guys.
to come and answer questions.
You won't
Yeah,
regret
he
listening.
did not answer all the questions that we asked, but at least he was present here and was faced with all these questions that all of my colleagues asked. So obviously when we found out that the CEO of Pfizer decided not to come and answer questions, this is not an inquiry committee. So he was not bound by law to come and, he was not on record, he was not facing any criminal punishments in case he's lying in front of this committee.
Just
But
questions.
even in that case, he refused to come and answer some concrete and specific questions. Questions that I think all of us and all of you have. And the first question is, what exactly in these contracts? What are they hiding exactly? I mean, in the previous press conferences, I showed you some of the pages, from these contracts. This is how they were disclosed to us, and to the
Blank.
public, and to the press. Obviously, after some of us and some of the brave journalists asked, what are the contracts signed between the European Commission and these pharmaceutical companies? So this is how they disclose the contracts. Over 100 pages.
And they gonna
Every
burn for
contract with
this.
Pfizer, with Moderna, tens of pages of those
They are going
contracts
to
were blacked out.
burn all the people they
So
killed.
yesterday when we asked, I was the one asking, and some of my colleagues asked, when are they going to fully release these contracts? The representative of Pfizer, who was sent to replace the CEO of Pfizer, said that they can't fully disclose these contracts because they have some commercial secrets over there, and they have to protect their interests.
Not us.
No, I'm
Their
asking you,
interests.
what about the interests of our people?
There you go.
What about the interests of the Europeans whose money was spent or wasted, I would say now, to buy these medical products that are not providing what they were marketed for? Because what we found out yesterday, when one of my colleagues asked if they tested, in this case Pfizer, if Pfizer tested if their medical product is stopping the spread of the virus. We were shocked to find out yesterday that they haven't tested their vaccine.
What?
To see if it's stopping the spread of the virus.
Isn't that what it was for?
So we are now more than a year after the green certificate, the digital green certificate was imposed in the European Union. People were forced to be vaccinated with the medical product in order to exercise their basic fundamental rights, and they were told, and we were told, we were voted against the green certificate, but many of our colleagues voted in favor of it.
They lost their jobs.
Because they believe what these companies have said.
Whose kids died?
That if you get vaccinated, you will not be infected, and you will not spread the virus. They even ran campaign and said, get vaccinated in order to keep your grandmother and your parents healthy.
Yep.
And we find out now, after more than a year, that when they requested the special marketing authorization, they haven't tested the vaccine to see if it's stopping the spread of the virus. So I'm asking again, and we are asking again, what are they going to hide? What do they hide exactly? Why aren't they transparent with their medical product? We heard yesterday, I was shocked.
Ministers office, how may I help you?
Because Pfizer used this opportunity just to do.
1 second, hold on.
Okay.
Hi. I was calling. My two children were previous patients there, and I was calling to see if I could actually speak with Dr. Lunas.
Okay, I am actually working from home, so I'll have to send him a message. Can I get your children's name and date of birth?
Sure. My son's name is Santana. Last name is Nottage.
Can you spell the Santana for me so I can spell it correctly for
Sure. It's just like the rock band, Santana. And the phone hung up.
I'll call back.
Yeah.
So let her know who-
That's the doctor's office actually calling back. Now the reason that I didn't get an answer is because the person's working from home. Here you go.
Hi, did we get disconnected?
Yes, we did.
Okay, and you said it's Santana. Last name?
Nottage. Nottage.
Date of birth?
10/2/14.
Okay, and your other child's name?
Julius Nottage.
And it's Julius?
Correct.
Okay. And his date of birth?
10/14/16.
Okay, and the zip code number to reach you?
443-794-3919.
All right, I'll tell Dr. Rennes to give you a call back as early as convenient. And that number again is 443-794-3919.
Correct. And can you please put on there that it is very important?
All right, I will definitely put that in there.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye. See, and you're going to also find that these pediatricians' offices are all going down the drains.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to run away from this.
Nah, they're going to be trying to jump in those boats, like the picture that we keep showing you guys, showing that they've been doing this stuff forever.
Before the bubonic plague.
So let me jump back to this because it's very important parts that I want you guys to hear on this video.
PR campaign. And even lecture us, why are we asking this and not asking that? Who are they to question us? What kind of questions do we ask? We are elected by the people, for the people, not they. And they are supposed to answer all these questions, which they have not. There's another issue right now raised all across Europe. The excess mortality rate in the month of July 20, according to Eurostat, in the month of July, the excess mortality rate all across European Union went up 16% more than the average of 2016 and 2019. Now, if you look on the map here, this is released by the Eurostat. It's not from us. If you look on this map, you will see that the countries with the highest vaccination rate right now the highest mortality rate.
How was that?
So obviously we ask, is there a connection between being vaccinated and having a higher mortality rate? Everybody's avoiding answering this, I would say, logical question.
Logical.
There's another issue.
Statement. Listen to this guy.
A year ago, I requested Emma to submit some details and data to me because I wanted to have an informed decision, I would say, when I voted in favor or against the green certificate. And one of the questions that I asked Emma is to send me all the trials, the tests, the clinical trials that all these medical companies had done, either in animals or in humans, before they requested the marketing authorization. So in the case of Pfizer, here's something interesting.
We know that
when they submitted the information
Same thing. Yeah.
and the clinical trials to Pfizer, here's all the tests that they submitted along with their request. They submitted a clinical trial that started in January 14th, 2020. I asked yesterday the representative of Pfizer and she declined to answer. How is it possible that we, the world, found out in December of 2019 that there is a COVID, or coronavirus as it's called, in China, December of 2019. On January the 11th, the Chinese government released the DNA data, or a segment of it, to the public, and 3 days later, Pfizer already started the tests for this vaccine. How is that possible? She did not answer. In the case of Moderna, and I've asked the CEO of Moderna 2-3 weeks ago when he was here,
Maybe here.
they submitted trials since 2017. So I'm restating the question, how is it possible that when we found out in the fall of December, winter of 2019 about this virus, they submitted tests of their vaccines years before we found out about the virus. And I'm still asking that question now. How is that possible?
How is that possible?
So these are the legit questions.
Those are the legit questions that the CEO from Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, all of them, their whole strategy is we're going to ignore you. We're just not going to answer you.
That sounds familiar, huh?
So it's the same dumbass play that they're using for us. Now, you guys are hearing this for yourself. You guys are seeing that this thing is falling apart, and now we actually have public representation that are out here to appear that they are here to protect us. So things are moving in the right direction. What also was taking place is this is a link that my friend from Australia sent me. I've showed you guys this before, but Australia is already paying people for funeral costs for vaccine deaths.
They're taking responsibility.
They're taking responsibility. Here it is right here. You can see it here. It says what you need for proof. It's all here. This is their government website. Acknowledging that the vaccines have caused deaths. In Australia, the morgues are so backed up, they can't even take in any more dead bodies.
And they're vaccine deaths, not COVID.
Yep, and they are vaccine deaths. So now they're saying that they're just going to pay for the funerals because they got to find a place how to usher out these bodies because people weren't prepared to bury their family.
And the Surgeon General in Florida, if you can pull it up and give it.
Oh yeah, let's see if we can find that. The Surgeon General in Florida, he actually put out a memorandum to males.
A PSA.
Between the age, I believe, of 16 and 47, something like that, saying that you guys are at extreme high risk of the myocarditis happening to you. Let me see if I can find it real fast. Florida Surgeon General. COVID warning. COVID vaccination. Let's be very specific. And what I also want everyone to keep in mind is this whole process that they did was completely illegal. In the world, in science and everything, vaccinations are not even a part of a conversation if you have treatable cures for whatever the disease is. And with COVID-19, you had at least 3 curable drugs that were FDA approved. Hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin, and Sermin. And Sermin is over 100 years old, FDA approved. As soon as people started to treat their patients, it was a Jewish doctor, I believe in New York City. Ophthalmologist. Every last one of his patients that came in with COVID, he gave them all hydroxychloroquine, and they all survived. They all healed.
7 years old.
And I'm sorry, what?
They were all 70 years and older.
Oh, right, and they were all 70 years and older.
The first cases of COVID were found by an ophthalmologist.
Yep, the first cases were found by an ophthalmologist.
And all of his patients, he gave hydroxychloroquine, and all of them made a 100% full recovery with no incidents or injuries.
That's right.
So it is illegal to vaccinate people when there is
it's illegal to develop a vaccination and take off the drugs off of the market that actually treat it. Like illegal. They literally took off the drugs off of the market so they could have a reason to make the vaccine. Do you understand? This is not this is calculated. And I'm trying to find the actual document so I can make this official so you can see what he posted. Okay, maybe I found it.
So I just want to state that, remember, we were told specifically the vaccines are 100% safe.
We were.
They've done trials, and they said that if you take the vaccine, you would not get infected. They said if you take the vaccine, or
transmit it,
you would not transmit it. Absolutely. These are the things that were said to us and to all of us. And they told us as good humans and good citizens and Americans and wherever the fuck you from, that we had to take this for the greater good. So once you understand that, they told us that if we took this, we would not catch it or transmit it. Remember.
Remember. So here is the document. Oh, it's a little blurry. It cleared up a little bit. Okay, so this says, for all of you who may not be able to see this, it says Florida continues to emphasize that healthcare providers review all data to evaluate risk and benefits. Florida Health Department conducted. Maybe this is right. Okay, this analysis found there is an 84% increase in the relative in the relative incidence of cardiac-related deaths among males 18 to 39 years old within 20 days following the mRNA vaccinations. Individuals with pre-existing cardiac conditions such as myocarditis and pericarditis should take particular caution when considering vaccination and discuss with their healthcare providers. Now, listen, this person, the way he worded this was so soft to try to not jog anybody, but just to warn the patients who are taking it. They took this down. They have bashed this man. I don't even know what his name is, but Joseph A. Ladapo. Okay.
And played a great live video.
Yes. You know what? Let's do this. So, you guys,
people who follow Can You Dig It? And today.
Yes.
I apologize. I'm over here nursing some I died a couple days ago.
So we got to talk about this.
I got poison. I died for a little while. I got poisoned with fentanyl.
Yes, they're lacing.
We'll get to it later.
A lot of things, and we want to share with you guys.
I'm trying to get myself together, but I had a brief visit with the other side, and just want you to remember, this was supposed to prevent us from spreading the disease. I want you to understand that the purpose of getting vaccinated is to stop you from getting something and prevent it from spreading. But you have to understand, every person I know caught it. I caught it twice. So please understand that this is nothing new. But please understand that this is what we've been saying from the beginning, before this all started.
Now, I know that we've briefly talked about the Manhattan Project before, but the Manhattan Project was a project that was done in New York City, and the doctor there, what was his name? Hold on, because this is important. I want you guys to know these people's names, because they are in control of
Yes, hold on one second. It's Dr. Lunas.
Hi, Dr. Lunas. This is Ariel. How are you?
Okay, I gotta call. I have a notice to call you right back. All right, what's wrong?
Yes. Yes. I'm here. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
What's going on with the kids?
Okay, Dr. Lunas, I am calling because both of my sons have been labeled with autism. And this all began once they started to get vaccination.
Are you home right now?
Yeah.
Home right now, all right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm home.
I'm saying to kids, I'll call you back.
Please call us back.
Please give us a call back, Dr.
How late it is.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
That's fantastic.
Bye-bye.
Okay. That was our pediatrician actually calling us back.
Listen, if he thinks that he's going to not be able to talk to us, or he thinks he's going to be able to avoid us,
He can forget it.
I assure you,
He can forget it.
there is no force in this realm that's going to stop me and him from having a face-to-face.
There is not.
I promise you.
So, back to what we're talking about, the Manhattan Project.
I want you to understand that we're not trying to entertain anybody.
No, we're not.
The reason why we know these different things, we were forced to look because our children were intentionally poisoned.
Yes.
Like, I know people got shots and different kids got different things, but what I'm trying to say is we knew the things were poison. Like, literally, they intentionally poisoned our children. And this is real. This isn't us trying to make points and
Oh no.
and get likes. No, this is real. We live with this 24 hours a day, every day. And since that fateful day that we left that man's office. So if we've been screaming to the top of our lungs for the past 8 years to everybody we could, and we've lost a lot of associates, because I can't say they ever were friends. Trying to tell everyone these things are poisonous. Please do not give them to your family members or take them for yourselves. So we want to let you know that this isn't anything that we're talking about in hypotheticals. This is something that we live for 24 hours a day, and we've been living this nightmare for 6 years, and it's a nightmare and it's endless. And that's why we are so.
We've been screaming about the vaccination since this happened to our son. We've been trying to tell people literally, this is how we knew what was happening with COVID.
We were telling people 2 years before COVID jumped off that they were going to try to start vaccinating people. We gave them all the play. We literally gave people the patent numbers and the Rockefeller lockstep plan before everything shut down, and they still took the vaccine. Dig it.
Yes. Babe, these aren't the right names, and I don't know why I can't find the doctor that the doctor's name for the Manhattan Project, because
was it they named they named the doctor, on the Watchmen is who they named him after.
Yes. So you know the blue guy. Blue guy.
So pull up the Watchmen clip, the big lie.
Okay.
And it's going to say the doctor's name as well.
All right.
You can
So
pull both of them up.
Here, you guys can listen to this. This is DC's comic book Watchmen.
Okay.
And please listen to what the storyline is and tell me if it sounds familiar. As soon as it comes up. I apologize, guys. Everything's moving slow, but I promise you, it's worth it. It's taking forever. Let me close out some of
is that where the end of the Watchmen saw this unification of humanity, this sort of, one pact, one world kind of thing. Ultimately, by 1992, where this story kicks off, it had all gone to pot. And the reason for that was because in the original Watchmen comic, Rorschach was basically going through and he was notating everything that had happened. That was the basis of Rorschach's journal. It was documenting this whole event that was unfolding. So by the time the story came to an end and you found out that Adrian Veidt, this guy who was formerly a superhero who had turned, philanthropist and businessman, where he was the one that was originally behind it all, this was basically documented in Rorschach's journal. So at the end of the story, when Rorschach's journal was sent to the press, and the press began running this article of the fact that it was all just a giant ruse, that it was what people now refer to as the Great Lie, that society fell deeper into chaos than it was before, because now they felt like they'd been tricked, and they felt like 3 million people had been sacrificed, as opposed to, people finding hope on their own. Now, this is cool. Jeff Johns is not really a writer to focus on, the dark side of humanity, but the cool thing about this is that it almost seems to hit it home at the nature of people. To take kind of a cynical approach here, and I'm not really cynical by nature, but humanity was at a fork in the road. They were given this information that said, hey, look, it was basically a ruse. It was this guy, Adrian Veidt, the world's smartest man, who had engineered the deaths of 3 million people to unite all of you under a single banner because you were acting like children and you couldn't do it on your own. And when humanity was given the choice of, well, do we continue this trend, and do we say, yeah, maybe he was right. Maybe we did need a singular cause, and those 3 million people's sacrifice can be honored by creating a better world. Or we can just descend back into chaos again and just totally ruin any sacrifice they made. Humanity chose to descend back into chaos again. And so it's very much a kind of Grant Morrison-esque Alan Moore method of storytelling, where it's like where they take these kind of concepts and they basically say all the worst things that happen in the world happen because of people. Because people do them. It'd be a lot easier if we could point our finger at a supervillain, but to quote, V for Vendetta, if people are looking for the guilty party, they need only look into a mirror. And that's the whole point of this. That's the whole basis behind this, is to say humans are responsible for all the terrible things that happen. And so one thing I want you guys to also notice too, is that we're getting this sort of monologue, this almost like a diary entry in terms of how all this is happening, which is interesting because Rorschach died at the end of the first Watchmen. And so it's kind of cool because the question becomes, well, who is it that's narrating this? Who is it that's going through and making this whole discussion and talking about these things? Now, the other half of this is that we end up finding out that after the events of, really like this revelation from Adrian Veidt, so on and so forth, that political parties in the United States began using it as a means to try to consolidate, power under one another. And that's kind of the cool thing, because in a lot of ways, this almost teeters on the basis behind the TV show Jericho. I don't know how many of you guys ever saw Jericho, but Jericho was a great show. It was basically this show that took place from the perspective of the people who lived in a town called Jericho. And there's this nuclear explosion in Colorado Springs, I think it was, where NORAD is based. But people were just kind of freaking out. They were kind of panicking. But what you end up finding out is that that was not the only nuclear detonation. Instead, some crazy faction got a hold of nuclear weapons and detonated nuclear bombs in 26 major U.S. cities, basically bringing America to its knees. And then after that, you had the eastern United States, which is what was left of the federal government, and then everything west of the Mississippi or the Rocky Mountains, I can't remember, which was the Allied States of America. So you effectively had the works being laid for a second civil war within the United States, and all of it hindered on the last remaining nuclear bomb, and it was just a great race to try to get it. This is very much the same way. People consolidating power. It's designed to illustrate absolute chaos and complete and total pandemonium. Not only that, because of the fact that this is all predicated on the Great Lie, it means not only is the United States descending into madness, it's also other countries too. All these different news agencies are reporting about how Russia is invading other territories, expanding its empire, different things like that. And that's why it's kind of crazy, because we don't know which of these is true. And when I say which of these, well, we'll find out here in
Now, I want you to understand
are y'all telling me?
Listen.
Are y'all telling me?
Listen, so you're telling me that a comic book about a great lie from a great liar, philanthropist, billionaire who lied, and then he started making up news about Russia expanding its territory, invading other countries. That's a comic book. Except that's not. So I want you to understand, I know Can You Dig It is a lying buffoon and crazy and all those things you want to say, but I am letting you listen to a comic book. And if it sounds eerily familiar, then
it should.
It should. Dig it. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead. Can you do it, Phil?
What?
Can you rewind it back like 30 seconds?
Of course, baby.
I know I didn't hear everything that I didn't hear.
What's your name?
Can you dig it?
That's right.
And it was just a great race to try to get it. This is very much the same way. People consolidating power. It's designed to illustrate absolute chaos and complete and total pandemonium. Not only that, because of the fact that this is all predicated on the Great Lie, it means not only is the United States descending into madness, it's also other countries too. All these different news agencies are reporting about how Russia is invading other territories, expanding its empire, different things like that. And that's why it's kind of crazy, because we don't know which of these is true. And when I say which of these, we'll find out here in a second. But what we end up finding out from this whole, bit of a monologue is that the news network started publishing it, the news network started talking about it, then the government started systematically shutting them down. The government just has a sweeping amount of power, more so than it had before. The president's kind of out of the picture. Nobody really cares about what it is that he's doing, or they're trying to figure out what it is that's going on. But Adrian Veidt is the world's most wanted man. The world's on the hunt for Adrian Veidt. And so what we end up doing is we actually end up having a member of the press who's actually inciting rebellion among the people. Rise up against your government, and they're immediately quashed. They're immediately silenced. And the whole idea is that in turn, we basically get the national news network, this giant propaganda piece. And that shows you how far things have fallen. In the span of 7 years, from the end of the first Watchmen story till this one starts, humanity experienced this golden era of peace, and then humanity brought this golden era of peace to an end. And now we basically have this propaganda machine cranking out information. Russia's invaded Poland. We have to respond with nuclear weapons. And so what we end up doing is that in the middle of all this panic, in the middle of all this chaos, we basically pick up in a prison where, a guy's basically trying to orchestrate a prison break by attacking a guard. And when he goes to knock this guy out, we end up having somebody pick up the keys, and this person is Rorschach. What? How did Rorschach live? Where did Rorschach come from? Now, here's the funny thing. So we were at New York Comic-Con, and we got the ash can for this whole thing. And for those of you guys who don't know, the ash can's basically...
Alright, so I will put this clip in the description as well, because I'm pretty sure you're going to want to watch the rest of it, aren't you? Because I gotta tell you, it sounds like you're just turning on the news while you're reading this comic book.
This comic book.
Listen, guys. Come have a seat here for me for 1 second, honey, because I have to find something for them, because they have to understand that our lives are being manipulated in a way that they can't imagine.
So I want you to understand that there's a group of people who they call themselves elites, who make decisions for all of us in all of our lives every single day. And I want you to understand this. You and I are nothing more than pawns for a bunch of rich, ugly fuckers. And they're literally playing with our lives. They're playing with our lives in their movies. They're playing with their music. They're playing in the video games. This particular thing here, they're playing. This is called the Illuminati World Order, New World Order. And this is a card. We bought this deck. And basically, everything that you are seeing are in these cards. For example,
see if I can pull it up.
If anyone isn't familiar with what me and Ariel do, we find patterns and we exploit different patterns. In particular, we found something out the other day that blew our mind, and it's still trying to sink in. The fact that earthquakes are not real. I know it sounds stupid. The government possesses a weapon that can generate an earthquake anytime that it wants. And why should you believe me? Because, hey, don't believe what I'm saying. But I want you to understand, this is from the New World Order playing cards, a deck of cards that they have, that they show in these different plays they do whenever they want to do something for humanity. So whenever they want to distract us, they have different emergencies and different tactics and different wars and different illnesses they put in place so they can distract us. We just found that we saw this card and we saw an earthquake projector, and we thought that was rather odd, but we didn't look too much into it because we couldn't imagine that there really was a machine large enough that can generate an actual earthquake. But lo and behold, down here in lowly old South America, down here in Mexico, we found out something specific. So we have a friend of ours who runs errands for us, and he tells us that he is going to take a while because there is a simulation of an earthquake
simulation.
An earthquake simulation taking place today. So me and Ariel are saying, well, okay, well, what's the earthquake simulation? So basically, earthquake simulation is like a fire drill, except it's a fire drill to simulate what would happen if an earthquake took place. And what we found when we later that day, maybe 2 hours after the text message, we experienced an actual earthquake.
Yeah.
A magnitude of about 7.7, very strong, very heavy, very powerful earthquake. And we thought that was very odd. So we called our Mexican friend and said, hey, brother, you said you were having a simulation of an earthquake today, and an earthquake took place today? And he said, sí. And for those of those speak Spanish, that means
it's just a coincidence.
Yes. So let me share something with you, okay? Let me share something with you. If you don't believe me, and if you think I'm lying, just look for yourself. Earthquakes are man-made, man. Look at this.
Yeah, check this out, guys. So then we look up the earthquakes that Mexico has been experiencing, and you look, and it is literally on the same freaking dates, guys. It's either on September 19th or September 7th. All the way dating back to at least 1985, they've been doing this.
Is that a coincidence? I mean, I know I'm crazy. I accept all those things. So you're telling me that Mexico only gets earthquakes 2 days out of the year?
Apparently, honey. Apparently, at least since 1985, they only get them on these 2 dates.
Now, we were not looking into any of these things. Find a text message. We just wanted to clearly just show you, like, listen, a friend of ours told us, hey, we're doing an earthquake simulation today, so it's gonna be a little late. 2 hours later, they had an earthquake. And we said, hey, that's weird. So just imagine. Imagine doing a fire drill. How about this?
Oh, no, wrong.
Imagine one morning, somebody tells the Air Force, in the event that someone tells you that the Pentagon in New York City are being attacked by planes and planes are crashing into buildings, in the event that happens, ignore it. So in the event that happens, the Air Force do not respond to any attacks, because this is all a simulation. So imagine if that was told to the Air Force, and that exact same day 9/11 happened. Well, that's exactly what happened.
Here you go. Here's the text message from my friend.
It happened again here in Mexico, where my friend said, hey, we've got a simulation coming up. And then 2 hours later,
you actually have an earthquake. To where's though? Look, his battery freaking died in his car.
His car battery died.
His car battery died. Can you see that? My car battery is failing. Okay.
Some type of surge took the energy.
Exactly. That's a powerful surge too. Come on. Come on, guys.
So
we are trying to show you guys that everything is a lie and everything is planned. Now let's get back to the great lie, because they were talking about this character, right? They were talking about this character, this philanthropist, and he billionaire. He's the smartest man in the world.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can possibly find anybody in our day and age who is being revered in that way. You know anybody?
Nope, I know nobody. Oh wow.
Excuse me, on the left over here.
April 13th. Look at the threes, guys. It's April 13th.
There's your 13.
Individuals who are religious.
None of these are accidental. These 13s are a marker of death for the folks who will follow us. You get it. For the folks who are just tuning in to Can You Dig It in today, these public markers they have been marking us in a way that is so sensational, and they've been marking us in a way and letting us know when they're going to do anything they want to do to us. And once they do a particular deed, they use a certain set of numbers each time they carry out certain acts. And we found that this number 13 is an indicator of death. So you're going to find that a lot of the deaths and the suicides and the murders and the sacrifices take place on the 13th. You're going to find that. And you're going to see this particular thing that Bill Gates was in front of the CIA in 2005 on April the 13th. But we'll get more into that a little later. Go ahead, baby.
Okay.
Expression of the VMAT2 gene. Over here, we have individuals. So let me complete. So over here, we have individuals who are not particularly fundamentalist, not particularly religious, and you can see there's a much reduced expression of this particular gene, the VMAT2 gene. Another evidence that supports our hypothesis for the development of this approach.
What you see here is by spreading this virus, we're going to eliminate individuals from going on a bomb fest and going into a market, blowing up the market.
So our hypothesis is that these are fanatical people, that they have overexpression of the VMAT2 gene, and that by vaccinating them against this, we'll eliminate this behavior. So we have some very, very remarkable data in this next slide. Here we have two brain scans. These are fMRIs. These are two different individuals with different levels of expression of VMAT2. On top is an individual who's a religious fanatic, an individual, and we've repeated this numerous times, that has high levels of VMAT2.
Pause this.
Now, this individual down here who had...
So please pay very specific attention. Please pay very specific attention to what's being said right now. I hope that you heard him say religious fanatics.
Mm-hmm.
Please pay attention to religious fanatics, because this is very important.
Low levels of the VMAT2 gene. This individual would self-describe as not particularly religious. In each case, these individuals were read a religious text. This individual lit up the right middle frontal gyrus, shown here, and that's a part of the brain that's associated with
Pause.
theory of mind.
Okay, so very briefly, what Mr. Gates is trying to communicate to you is this. And CIA was in 2005. This was the height of the Iraqi war. So what he recommended and suggested was, instead of blowing everybody up and killing everybody in military operations that's been going on for a long time, let's just poison these folks. In particular, we're going to poison these folks who we're calling religious fundamentalists, these Muslims. But what you have to understand
is that where the end of the Watchmen saw
when you poison a religious fundamentalist in the Middle East, that's called a Muslim. But what I need everyone to understand is, when you poison a person on the West, that's called a Christian.
Yep.
So understand that this is an attempt to kill the communication that we have with God. This is a spiritual thing. He's made a physical attack on our spiritual portion of our brains that allow us to receive and communicate with God. So this is a spiritual warfare that's taking a physical weapon, and this is why we were screaming to the world, because this was the plan from the beginning. That's why we knew from the beginning. Not that we're psychic, it's just that we saw the video and we saw our son. Dig it? Anything?
I can dig it, baby.
So let me explain to you why it's so important, why Mr. Gates is trying to reach this particular part of your body. Now, there's a particular, it's actually going to be in the computer.
Oh, here.
You should be
Where
able
you
to
gonna?
go to
Files.
Go to your station. Oh yeah, actually, go to files, and it should say your station.
Oh, they're not going to see this. You can't pull it up this way.
Oh, okay. So we're going to show you the part of your brain that Mr. Gates constantly refers to, that he wants to vaccinate. He calls this particular vaccine the Fun Vax, and it's for religious fundamentalists, but they made it, really quirky. They call it the Fun Vax, but it's for religious fundamentalists. And it's made to take the religious capacity amongst people who believe in God, whether it be Allah, whether it be Jehovah, whether it be God, whether it be Krishna. If you identify as a person who believes in your God, this gentleman has decided that he has the right to change your mind on who your God is. So, this here.
With the water now.
Perfect. Right there. So, this here. Grab me some water.
Okay.
This here is something called the eustachian tube. The eustachian tube. This is the area in your brain, in your middle ear, your middle inner ear. That's Bill Gates is trying to target. This eustachian. This place is called eustachian tube. I want you to look at the eustachian tube and just look how it's made up. And you see this here. You see the adenoids. Understand that what's here. You got the middle ear, the tympanic, osseous, cartilage, torus, adenoids, middle ear. I want you to understand that these are very, very important things. You know, tympanic. This is how you recognize time. This is your temple, tympanic. You understand? Osseous. This is your bones. Cartilage, torus. This is torus field, because we are made out of atoms, and atoms are nothing more than torus fields. So in order for the torus fields from the ether to be able to communicate to us from our gods, the torus fields here in the eustachian tube, this is here. This is how we hear God. This is how God talks to us. The torus fields in your ears, in your brain. It's the exact place that this gentleman, Mr. Bill Green Gums Gates, is trying and forcing you to take a vaccine for. This part right here. Now, this may not make a lot of sense to a whole bunch of you, but if this looks eerily familiar to some of you, the part of your body, the eustachian tube, which is being attacked from these vaccines, the reason why this looks important or it looks familiar is because you've seen it before. This is what you're looking at. This is your eustachian tube. This is in your body. This is how God talks to you. Your eustachian tube. Back it up, I'm sorry. This picture here, for all you religious folks, is called the making of Adam. You see God here? You can see all the characteristics of the God, the creator mind. And when he talks to man, the making of Adam, he talks to him in a special way. You see this little right here? That little touch right there? This is how man touches and talks to God. So that gentleman by the name of Mr. Bill Gates is fully aware of that, I'm sure. And this here, the eustachian tube, is how you talk to God. It's how you hear from God. For the folks who are actually listening to the words I'm saying, there's a voice in your head. Where is that voice? Where is that voice coming from? That voice is not coming from here. It's coming from here, the torus fields. The torus fields communicate directly with the ether. We are made of atoms. Atoms are nothing but miniature torus fields that communicate and coagulate and come together to create us and life. And we are torus fields, and we are walking torus fields. But this particular torus field here in the ear allows us to talk and hear and listen to God. This is the reason why this picture here is so expensive. It's the reason why it's in the Sistine Chapel. It's the reason why when you look at it in the positioning in the Sistine Chapel, you're going to see that it's positioned in, if anyone who's been to the Sistine Chapel, boom. See this touching right here? This touching right here. This touching right here, you see? Look, it's your brain, it's your inner ear. This touching, this is God. This touching is inside of all of us. This is the reason, the 100% sole reason that when your children get ear infections, instead of them giving you something called a eustachian balloon, which is just put a balloon in your ear, the doctor always wants to remove the children's tubes. The reason why your doctor keeps trying to remove the children's tubes, because it removes the communication with God. The reason why your pediatrician is trying to remove the eustachian tube, the ear infection, the kids keep getting ear infection. Understand the eustachian tube. Understand that this is responsible for timing your temple, everything. This is what makes you who you are. The eustachian. This is where God talks to you. Understand, tympanic, it's how you perceive time. Torus fields, understand that if anyone has experience with any child, and these children who they want to call this ridiculous bullshit autism, everybody's got the children have problems with their ears. They're shaking their ears. And my child is living in a different dimension, and he's just in another world because of the tympanic orifice in the middle ear, because it's the torus field. This is how God talks to man. This is why we made the making of Adam, because he's trying to show you that, listen, God talks to man through the eustachian tube. So, under no circumstances ever allow these people who you're calling doctors who told you to get these vaccines, don't listen to them. They're all buffoons. And there's something called Nuremberg. There's a group of people called Huguenots. But in particular, Nuremberg trials. Oh my God, I can't wait for the second round of Nuremberg trials. Nuremberg all day. Listen, everybody responsible for what happened to my boy, understand, this is flipping. And understand, there is nowhere on this realm that you are going to be able to hide for the people whose hands was on my boy. Y'all do whatever y'all want to do for the people who did things to y'all kids that you want to acknowledge or don't want to acknowledge. That's on y'all. I have a covenant with my son and with God. And I'm saying this. People who are disgusting and low enough to poison children, there's nothing that can happen to them. In my case of my son and my God and my covenant, anyone who played a hand in what happened to my boy, there is nowhere in this realm or any other realm that you're going to get away with that. We are connected through this realm, and we will be connected through heaven and hell, rest assured. And I don't mean just the people who pressed their button and gave them the medicine. I mean the people who sat around, the people who played around when my stuff was getting stolen, all the people who cooperated with the FBI when they was trying to steal my property, when they burnt my house down, when they stole all my money, when they burnt my properties, when they stole my boat. I'm talking all those people who see that. Understand, that's part of my boy, because they take things from me. You take it from my boy, you're a part of it. So understand, everybody who put their hands on my boy, understand, we are connected in battle through life and death. But that death part's tricky. Understand? Go look at some of my stuff, and you're going to find that I know a couple tricks about what's going on the other side. And what I am promising everyone, and I swear to God to every single one of you who had anything to do with the poisoning of my boy, I promise you, when you open up your eyes on the other side, I promise you, you're going to see my face first. I promise. But go ahead and research and go and dig a little bit into what I do and what I do. And go ahead and laugh it off. But I'm just letting you know, when you close your eyes and wake up on the other side, my face will be the very first face you'll see. And I promise you, you had anything to do with poisoning my boy, my face will be the first thing that you will ever see. And I promise you, you will see my face for an eternity. And that is a promise. I swear to God, that's a promise. But hey, how can somebody do that? Who's he? Go ahead, baby.
Alright, so you guys can see exactly where they're targeting. We found this out, like he said, in researching for our son. We found the vestibular system, and we realized that that is pretty much the whole neutral system that is being affected by these children with these issues after these vaccinations. And Santana actually found the eustachian tube revelation in the art. So it's all been here. The artists have been trying to warn us. Santana can go through so much artwork to show you what the artists have been showing us. I keep trying to tell y'all, you can go and buy a King James Bible anywhere in the world. You can get it for free. You can get it for $1, $5, or spend hundreds of dollars on it. However you choose, however pretty you want it. But you can't get your hands on this art.
Check it out. So, I'm sorry, baby.
You good.
For all you folks out there who are smarter than me, which is, of course, all of you.
I wanted to show you the number 13 card. I had it up for you too.
Perfect. Go ahead. And pull up Erica too, and Basquiat.
Iroquois. Okay.
Erica too.
So
understand that
I'm going to show you guys this. So number 13 is the number that we've been telling you about, and that happens to be in the Illuminati deck as well. I'm trying to blow it up for you guys. How can I do that, baby?
You asking me? Oh, over here, please.
Over here? Mm-hmm. Okay. Here we go, guys. It's a little bit bigger, but you can't really see the font. But as you can see in the Illuminati cards, they also have the number 13 showing that it is the unlucky. And of course, it's got all your superstitions, knocked over salt, mirrors, black cat.
So I want you to also understand that the murder attempt with AIG and Brussels Airlines that they tried to
March
place on
13th,
myself
2020
was March 13th, 2020. Friday the 13th, by the way.
Yes.
March 13th, Friday the 13th was the murder attempt on Brussels Airlines and with AIG when they tried to murder me. So, for you folks out here who don't know me, I'm Can You Dig It? I have a special set of eyes, and they see truth. This particular picture here is a picture by a gentleman by the name of John Michel Basquiat. He is more prophetic than Nostradamus. When you get into this gentleman Basquiat, he explains to you and shows you how to treat every medical condition. He even explains to you how to regrow limbs. He shows you how to fix broken limbs, spines.
How do you spell it? I'm spelling it wrong.
It's Aroca. It's a OICA, I think. Aroca. And it's the number 2, not 11.
Oh.
Yeah. It's weird when it does that.
Okay.
So Basquiat tells you everything. He tells you the future.
Here
Boom.
we go.
Basquiat tells you the future. He tells you the past. He explains things to you in his artwork that you may not have known. For example, Basquiat's been trying to explain.
Weren't they just talking about that in the comic book, y'all? Russian occupants invade Ukraine and try to destroy Ukrainian independence.
You understand? Listen.
That was just in that clip, one
you
of y'all.
understand that comic book that you just saw 2 years ago is the life that we're living right now. You understand how ridiculous this is, and understand that understand that we're forced to live under these conditions. And I hate seeing this shit, and it's like, come on, y'all please understand that this they're playing with our lives, and we mean nothing to them.
Sorry, guys. I don't know how this got flipped over. I was trying to blow it up, though. That's the issue.
You can do the same thing on those 3 dots.
Oh, okay.
That's always my go-to.
It's not letting me.
No,
and look what it's doing. Let's find another picture.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay.
Let's find another picture.
So, I'm going to show you in a couple of pieces of artwork that the artists have been trying to warn us about the up and coming and impending thing that was coming for us since
it's out of stock.
Since the bubonic plague.
The replicas are out of stock.
Yeah, of course it is.
Look,
So, and also
tell them, baby.
Another thing, since I've been explaining to everybody what the artwork means, the FBI has been seizing.
They've been confiscating everything.
Everybody's Basquiat because they're trying to decode Basquiat.
I'm gonna get y'all.
What the FBI doesn't know is all of them are incompetent buffoons, and they're never going to be able to see what I see in these pictures. I look at these pictures for 10 seconds and I can read everything on those pictures. And it could be Basquiat, I read Da Vinci, I read Michelangelo, I read Hieronymus Bosch. I read all of them. All of them are saying the exact same thing. And the FBI, the CIA, the Interpol, the Mossad, all of them put together with all their geniuses combined in the room of all them nerds are never going to be able to tell you what these things mean because they're only meant for a special set of eyes.
And they're liars.
Well, listen. They can tell you what it means. And I would challenge you to question. I would challenge you to take what I say and take what they say it means. I would challenge you to look at Basquiat's work and speak with. Yes, you're going to find out that one. Perfect. That's yours, right? Listen. I would challenge you to speak with all of Basquiat's living relatives. All of his sisters, cousins. It's crazy, huh?
I know. Hold tight. I got you, baby. Just keep going.
No. I would challenge you to, you emailed it to me once. I would challenge you to go and talk to all of Basquiat's relatives.
Not enough storage.
And ask them what Basquiat's artwork is saying. And I would challenge all of them and let you know that none of them have any idea what Basquiat is saying. I know exactly what he's saying because he's left it for a particular person. Can you dig it?
How you spell it again, baby?
Put an I-C-A, I think.
So it's not E-R?
Yeah, I'm sorry, E-R-O-I-C-A. It's a weird spelling. That's but you should have it in your email because you sent it a couple times.
It's not there.
So
they're making this very difficult, guys, to blow this up for y'all.
Yeah, just get that blown up. Can you highlight on top of it?
Oh, you know what? Let me try to do this.
Yeah. So this here is Basquiat trying to tell you about a medical procedure. Now I want you to understand that Basquiat is passed and is gone. He's been gone for since Jesus Christ. Maybe when he died.
89, 86.
I believe 86. This picture here is called Ericatu. Or Rokatu. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, I do apologize. I want you to understand that this picture means nothing to most people who look at it. Scroll up and down, baby. If you look at this picture, you are going to think,
this is a mess.
It's a mess. Who cares? Why am I looking at that? But me, I have a special set of eyes, so I see the truth in all of it, and I see it instantly. What you're looking at, a couple of things. People who've seen some of my work kind of know what this is, so I'm going to tell you what you're looking at. And I'm going to add a couple additional things I hadn't added to the additional times when I discussed this painting. This is done by Basquiat, Jean-Michel Basquiat. What you're actually looking at is you're looking at a crime scene. Scroll down a little bit more, babe. Looking at a crime scene. And this crime scene you're going to find, this is a very, very famous crime scene. You're going to find that this crime scene is going to also serve as the backdrop of the Nicole Brown, Ron Brown murders. This crime scene in this picture. Go check it out, see for yourself. So, also, you can also understand a couple things. For the people who fuck with me, understand, it's cool. Understand that the artists have left something for me and not you. The gods left something for me and not you. So let me explain something for you before I dig into this picture. I want you to notice all the places where you see circles. You see it says circle, vacuum. See balloon, see place where, and you see woman, and then you see of narcotics, and you see bank toilet. You see toilet. So guess what? Who gives a shit, right? Now understand, that means nothing to no one on this planet, except as soon as I read it, I knew what it meant in 10 seconds. So what I'm trying to explain to you is this. Bill Gates, the WHO, Big Pharma, Pfizer, those buffoons conjured up a plan to kill your communication with God during the time of the Great Awakening because all of us were coming into a new frequency because it's the new awakening. So they conjured up a plan to give you a vaccine in the particular area that communicates with God. And man doesn't know how to identify that or to how to treat it. So, Jean-Michel Basquiat in 1986 wrote a letter for a gentleman by the name of Can You Dig It?
He did.
He sure did. So for the people who want to talk shit, keep talking shit. And rest assured, you do talking shit about me. By the end of this, your girl gonna want to fuck me. So if you keep talking shit about me, dudes, just understand, keep talking shit. Because it's going to get real silent when I continue to talk. So just listen. So, Jean-Michel Basquiat wrote me a letter in 1986. And he told me, vacuum balloon, place where, bank toilet. Place where woman
of narcotics
bank toilet. Anything else? Is it? Boom. Okay. So, that means nothing to no one else in the world. But Can You Dig It? So, you know what it means to me as soon as I saw it? Go ahead and pull it up.
Okay.
Should be in your emails, right?
I could pull it up on here.
McLaren, I believe it's called McLaren. Oh, let's say your station. Is that it? Your station text? Oh, that's earthquake. You can actually put in if you put regular Google.
Okay.
Oh, just put this regularly to your
what?
YouTube, and put in your station. There you go. Boom. There you go.
Okay. This right here?
This right here.
Okay.
So, take a look at this. Pause.
Okay.
Rewind it back a little bit. So, the reason why I'm showing you this is not to
boast about reading artwork.
Reading artwork.
It's about trying to let you
it's
know.
Let you know that the people telling you that you can't be cured.
Us.
You can't be cured. You can be cured. Your people who took those vaccines and they're telling you that you're going to die in 2 years. Yeah, you're going to die in 2 years. Except John Michel Basquiat left us a message. So this is the procedure you're going to need to do to heal yourself from the poison that you injected in yourself because you trusted your doctor and you trusted the science. This is what he's trying to tell you to do. Go ahead, baby, play it. Look at the name. Balloon Eustachian Tube Dilation. Okay? Look at, I ain't even got to talk about it. Let's see for yourself.
For some patients with persistently clogged ears, rather than placing a tube in the eardrum, a balloon can be used to open up the eustachian tube,
Just
which
a balloon.
connects the ear to the back of the nose.
Just a balloon.
By enlarging this tunnel, any pressure or fluid that is in the ear can be allowed to come out the normal way. With this procedure, a balloon guide is inserted through the nose to where the eustachian tube opening is located. A balloon is then inserted into this tunnel and inflated in order to open up the eustachian tube. The balloon is then deflated and removed. With this procedure, the hope is that the eustachian tube can now open normally to allow a person to easily pop their ear if any pressure or fluid builds up.
Pause.
Here is another view of what is happening when balloon.
So what you understand is this. Your doctor, I'm going to go as far as saying there is no doctor on the planet today that's going to tell you this because none of them know. They're buffoons. Buffoons. Your eustachian tube is a reset button. It is a reset button. You understand? On the top of your in the ear, you're going to see, you see here, I want you to see here, this is here is the cochlea. See the cochlea? I want you to just remember seeing this in the ear and the cochlea. This is another view of the eustachian tube, and this being clogged cuts off your communication with God. But please remember what you're seeing here with the cochlea. Look at this right here. But the balloon dilation, take a look.
Balloon dilation is performed in the eustachian tube. The patient at this point hopefully will now be able to pop their ears easily whenever they feel clogged.
So, where's the picture?
In my email.
Get back to the picture. I wrote that.
Oh, the picture.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I want you to understand. Vacuum, balloon, place where women of narcotics. Hey, baby. Where do women put narcotics at? The nose?
Disco.
Disco. Dig it. Of narcotics in the bank toilet. What does Basquiat refer to as the bank toilet?
Because the bank toilet is your
brain, baby. Your brain and your bank toilet is your station too.
That's right.
And can you dig it? You know, he said can you dig it was going to be traveling, and when he said can you dig it was going to come through, you're going to clearly see that he said he was going to be traveling with an attractive, light, brown-skinned female.
Light-skinned, black female.
I apologize. Fuck you. Keep talking shit. You know what? Let's do another one. Pull up the making of Adam. Since y'all, matter of fact, pull up. Listen, since you want to talk shit, and I hope your girl's sitting next to you while you're talking shit. Pull up the torment of St. Anthony. Let me do you one more for you buffoons out there. You're going to want to listen to this because they're trying to kill you. The torment of St. Anthony. That's
So you want the
torture.
Torture.
They play. So, what's taking place now? The artists have been trying to warn us about for hundreds of years. And
Temptation.
Temptation. You're correct. Temptation. Because I got to show them the making.
Yes.
I got to show them the other one to show them how they're poisonous.
Here we go.
Perfect. This is what you're watching. This is a picture painted. This picture is called. I think this is Jos out of Belgium. Whew. This is what you're watching today.
Kressenbeck. Jos van Kressenbeck.
Gotcha. Check it out. You're watching this today, and what you're looking at when you're looking at this picture is it's called The Temptation of St. Anthony. What happened is you're watching. This is telling you, this is a picture the artist was trying to explain to you, hey, a day is going to come where all of the doctors and all of the industries and the institutions are going to start poisoning the children, the women, the eggs, the water, the air, everything. So he's telling you a day is going to come. He's giving you some things to look out for that you're going to want to notice. For example, he's saying that, hey, check it out. People are going to be wearing face masks. That's weird, huh? So I need you to understand that this is depicting things taking place. You understand? Look at these doctors. Look at this over here. You see, these doctors are the doctors from the bubonic plague. You see? This is from the bubonic plague. They're wearing masks. Doctors during the bubonic plague, the Black Death. Look it up for yourself. Look at these doctors and look at the masks they were wearing. Look at the doctors. Why don't you look at the people here wearing face masks? And if they're drawing pictures about the bubonic plague, you understand what they're telling you. They're telling you, like, listen, this here, what you're looking at is mercury poisoning. They poisoned the water. Everybody's trying to get out of the water. They're trying to get out of the water because of this mercury. They poison the water. And their favorite place to poison you're going to find. The favorite place in the world they got to poison you're going to see in all of the recurring Renaissance artwork from all of the artists. You're telling you they're trying to get your cochlea. You see, when I told you, remember the image of the cochlea. Looking everywhere on this picture, you're going to see the cochlea. Look everywhere. The cochlea. Everywhere you see, they put a cochlea on everything. They put it everywhere. The cochlea. They're going after your ears. They're trying to get your communication with God. And guess who can see it? I can see it. But because I'm a nigga, y'all going to burn because you can't hear it from me. But guess what? Cool as fuck, because this all switches. And once this switches, I get to come back and I'm going to look you in your fucking face and say you's a piece of shit for not helping me when I needed help. And you know what the fuck I'm saying is true, because I ain't saying this shit. This is Jos. This is Hieronymus Bosch. This is Basquiat. This is Michelangelo. This is Da Vinci. All of them are saying the same things. I'll show you more, but keep looking. You're going to see these ducks. See these birds? See the ducks? See them shaking hands with that person right there? Notice the cochlea. Notice everybody's going after the cochlea. Look at this butterfly right here. Even this damn, this bird, this whatever the hell that is, the cochlea. Look, they're going after the cochlea. They're going after your ears, your station tube. It's how you talk to God. I got a question. If somebody was trying to target a place in your body, don't you think they're going to want to target the place that's the most important? Well, the artists are telling you they're going after your cochlea. It's in your ear. Your station tube is your connection to God. I'll show you some more. But the reason why you see these birds over here, see, check these birds out. And the reason why you see these birds, these particular birds, they call them quacks. The reason why they call them quacks is because these particular doctors at a particular time decided they were going to start giving their patients mercury inside their body. They decided to start injecting mercury inside of the eggs, inside of pregnant women, inside of the water. Look, in the air. You see, there's a bird, there's a quack up there putting mercury in the air. So this is today. You understand this is taking place today. And look, all the institutions. I want you to see that you look at who's involved. You got the church, the doctors, all of the institutions. And look, all of them, they're all trying to jump ship. They're trying to jump ship because it was the doctors that poisoned. There's the quacks, poisoned the air, poisoned the water. They decided to put mercury in our mouths. Remember that the dentists were giving us mercury in our mouths? That was a great idea. That's a great idea. It's been telling them from the beginning, and the artist has been trying to tell you from the beginning, it's always been the fucking doctors. We didn't get sick until the doctors showed up. It's the quacks. They called them quacks because the doctors started giving their patients mercury. So they started getting sick, and they called the disease quicksilver. And they started saying that the medicine that these doctors was giving the patients was called quicksilver. So they started calling the doctors quacks, because the doctors gave their patients mercury, aka quicksilver, and they said, you guys are a bunch of quacks. So that's why they showing you picture of these doctors. Look at the ear. They're always going after the ear. But you showing the cochlea? I keep showing the cochlea. The cochlea, everything.
And it's literally on the wings of this thing.
Everywhere. So
and you see the tail.
I'm glad you see it, because I've been going off and going ham, because it's like, listen, I'm trying to explain to them that they're going after our gods. It's the doctors. It's been the doctors. If you have a child or an adult, if you have a child that's saying have autism or die from a vaccine, I want you to understand that it's always been the doctors. It is your pediatrician. Do not talk to anyone other than your pediatrician.
That's right.
You asked your pediatrician to see the records of everybody, because rest assured, they all knew, they all know, they all have known the whole fucking time. The whole time, and I got proof of all of it. And if you don't want to believe me, I will let you see. Michelangelo tell you, I'll let you know. All of them tell you the same thing. Pull up the making of what's the one? Well, I can show you how they're turning men into women.
Oh, Last Judgment.
Last Judgment. Pull it up, please. So this is a particular picture by
a baby screaming.
This is by this is Da Vinci, right? Last Judgment. Michelangelo.
It's
Michelangelo. This is called Last Judgment. So for you people who don't want to hear what I'm saying and they think these are just coincidences, I'm gonna keep going until you stop thinking these are coincidences, and you might want to hear a couple things that are being said to you that you're hearing for the first time. So, man,
that's my babies.
That's Piff Piff.
They're mad because I left out.
And they own me.
And they own their daddy. She loves her daddy.
No, she owns me.
It's true. It's more of ownership.
Okay, let me get in there. I'll find a segment for him.
It's up in the corner.
Yeah, I can find it.
It's right over here.
Yeah, it's over there. So, this particular artwork is called The Last Judgment. This is in what's that place? This is in the Vatican as well. So I'm going to direct your attention to something. Now, this particular picture, when I have enough time, I will walk you through this entire picture, and it's going to take about 8 hours when you have time. But for the sake of argument and what we're doing today, why don't you just let me allow you to get to the present, because you're looking at a clock, and I don't mean any kind of clock, I mean a real clock. So I want to take your I want to direct your attention to a particular part of this particular picture. This is called The Last Judgment. You know how they say, you know that when you're in the end of days, when certain signs take place, when you see these particular things, you know that it's the time, it's the end of days. This particular picture is called The Last Judgment, and the purpose of this picture is basically explaining to you that you know that Christ has returned and everything is about to go down when you see this particular thing. So I'm going to get to the point of where we are today, so we can let you know what's going on and what you need to do. I want to direct you to this particular portion of this picture. Dig it. Okay, so see this guy right here with this cross? Is that him? Woo, I think it's him. Let's see if it's him. What is it? That way we know the God's coming. He's got a cross. Yeah. All right, check it out. This picture here is fantastic. Take a look at this picture. It's fantastic. I'm not going to go over this entire picture, okay? Because it is so sadistic, it's so sexy and sensational that it's an amazing picture. What I would like you to direct your attention to is this particular part right here. I want you to look at this cursor here, and I want you to see the route that it goes. I want you to see it goes there to around this route here, all the way here. See, this body here, this part right here. So, this is where we are living at today. This was trying to be communicated when God was going to show back up. These are the things you're going to see. See up here, you see somebody about to get somebody about doing some damage. It's because God is about to enact this judgment. And see, this here is the Christ returning. Up here, this cat here, and you see everybody sees this coming. And below it, you got all these people down here who see it, and they're scared. Everybody's scared because you see these are men here, right? And they're performing in acts. Look at them. They're doing homosexual acts. These men here. Check it out. All these men, right? If you look at this picture, and they're scared because of the Christ has returned. And you know that the Christ has returned because what was being communicated in this particular picture was that, one second, Michelangelo was trying to explain to you this. What I want you to pay attention to this picture is this. This particular body, this portion of the picture right here, starting from here, going here, going down to here. You might not be able to see it close up, but what you're looking at, the reason why all the Renaissance art is so important, I would recommend that you guys study Vitruvius. He talks about the 10 architects, the major architects. It's talking about humanity. And what happens is the basic building blocks of mankind, what we're calling us humans and so forth, have been hidden in the artwork for thousands of years. That's the reason why Mona Lisa costs like $700 million, because they teach us how we have been made and how we have been created by a creator. The artwork tells us exactly how it's done, and it tells us how to corrupt the creation. And what you're looking at the artwork is one particular corruption of a particular creation. And this is called the Last Judgment. And it's called the Last Judgment because when this particular corruption takes place, you know the world is ending. It's over. It's about to go down. Now, again, when they're talking about these pictures, the things that they're hiding in the artwork are parts of humanity and, more importantly, your anatomy. So what you're looking at in this picture called the Last Judgment here, from here, this section here, from here, this little section here, up to here, this section from here to here, you're looking at the small intestines of what we're calling a human, a person, whatever you call them. These are small intestines. I'm sorry, this is the intestines, the intestinal tract. You're going to see that when you look at it, you can see it starts with the small intestines, and as it winds down, you see the picture is winding down. You're winding down and it's getting larger, and as it's winding down, it actually empties out of the anus right here. And you back up, you can see a little better if you back up. Please back up, picture. Here, see, that's your intestines, small intestines exiting to the anus right there. Look at this picture. Look over here. Look at these men over here. Look at them fighting. Look at them fighting with the cross. Look at these men fighting, right? Look at them all naked. Look at them fighting, fighting, and fighting. Look at these men fighting. See these men fighting? You see a bunch of men. See, first glance at this picture, you think it's a picture with people and just men and women. But closer glance, in particular here, you know, you're looking over here, and first glance, you think it's a picture of just sexual acts. But no, there is not a woman here. These are nothing but men. This picture was drawn a couple hundred years ago. So what do they know about transgendered men? What they know is a time in history is coming and is discussed where the men who were born of a natural birth, who were born heterosexual and desired to be women, had something take place. I'm sorry, they were born and had only a desire to be a man and only a sexual desire to be with a woman. Something has taken place medically to make them now desire another man. This is what they're trying to show you in the artwork. So they're trying to tell you that here in the intestines, check it out. This is what they're hiding. There's a chemical in the breast of the black woman that they use to activate a chemical in the intestines that will turn your straight son gay. I have no preference. I don't care about who fucks who. There's no such thing as homosexual, gay. Everything is just sex to me. So I don't judge anybody and what you do. Everything is sex. It's just a group of people decided one thing is gay and something's not. So I don't give a shit. All of it is just sex. But what I'm simply saying is we have the ability to corrupt a boy by taking particular chemical out of the black woman. Understand that this is a white man. Why do you think he's hiding these black titties? Well, go ahead and ask one of your genius scientists why this white man, and this is a Greek photo, got these black titties on him. And why is he the only one hiding himself? He's hiding because that's where they're hiding it. It's the black woman's breast. And they corrupt the stomach and the intestinal lines of these little boys. And we produce boys who want nothing more than to be with boys. Understand, this is your intestines. Small intestines going all the way down to the anus. Dig it. So, if you are a parent and like, man, why is everybody in this zip code gay or transgender and everybody in this one not? It's simple. The ones who have all transgendered, gay, whatever thing you call it, they're getting this damn shot, man. The people who I mean, there's a difference. Gay is transgender and gay is two different things. The people who are born a man and want to take his penis off and think you are as a woman and want everything to be a woman, if that's what's being described as transgender, what I'm saying is something is being done to us and something was done to you. Please don't get offended. Something was done to me. Something was done to my kids. Something has been done to all of us because something's been done to the water. Something's been done to the air. But in particular, the transgender community, something has been done to affect your hormones. And it comes from the breast of a black woman and it is administered through the intestines. And it makes a boy want to be a girl. You look at my good buddy Michael Da Vinci when he's talking about our good sweet girl Mona Lisa, and it's explaining the exact same thing. What Mona Lisa is, what Da Vinci is trying to explain to you is, again, Da Vinci is my favorite aesthetically, but Basquiat has more information than all of them combined. Basquiat has more information than Nostradamus. Basquiat has more information than, dare I say, Revelation. However, you will not be able to read Basquiat. You're not going to be able to read none of it. It's only meant for a certain set of eyes. And more importantly, for the CIA, the FBI, the Mossad, the Interpol, and all these organizations who are stealing all the artwork in hopes that I won't tell everybody what it means. Don't matter. You can steal as much as you want. And you can look at it as many times as you want. And I rest assured, promise you, you're not going to see any of it. And even if it's in front of you, you can watch it all day. You're not going to see any of it, it says. Because it's not for you. It never will be made for you. But since it was made for me, why don't I just show you good people who are taking the time to listen to me rant. So let's find a good picture of the Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa. Man, I want to do that one. 1 second. Uno momento, por favor. I didn't mean to go on this long, but for the people who don't know, can you dig it? Sorry. Mona Lisa, I love pizza. Is that her? Where are you, Mona Lisa? Can you get a regular Mona Lisa, man? Man. Alright, cool. We'll do this right here, Mona Lisa. Visits. I'm so sorry, folks. I don't have anything in front of me. Let me walk Mona Lisa through really quickly. Okay, come on, Mona Lisa. So, what a great. So, hey, you got lucky. You got real lucky. So, here's what I'm going to do. The purpose of this was to explain to you that for all the people out there who were saying that the vaccines were safe, I want to personally say, why don't you stop doing that? And why don't you stop trying to say that? Because it's very, very clear that they are not safe. And why don't you just say, you know what? I believe that the vaccines were safe because the news media, all of YouTube, all the doctors said they were safe. But now I know that they aren't safe. So you can do that and stop sounding like an idiot. For the ones, for example, what's your cousin's name again?
Reagan Harris Lofton.
Dr. Reagan Harris Lofton, you raggedy bitch. You raggedy, disgusting, foul, disgusting, uncompassionate bitch. I understand that you keep trying to say the vaccines are safe, right? And that my son that I raised in my house didn't get poisoned by the son who you didn't see. You disgusting, foul bitch.
And then you told your whole family to go and take this poison.
You told all of your family to take this poison after my son was poisoned. You raggedy bitch. You raggedy bitch. So anybody who died in your family, like Aunt Tina's brother and Aunt Tina's cousin, who died of the brain hemorrhage, both of them died. Understand, bitch? That's you, you disgusting bitch. So, this is not, this isn't just trying to get likes. This is my life, and my life was affected very, very gravely when I specifically said, hey, doc, are these vaccines safe? Oh, yes, Mr. Santana, now that these are safe. They're 100% safe. Mr. Santana, we wouldn't give them to children if they weren't safe. No side effects. This is what I was told. I was told that, and because of that, my life has changed. You understand? But
my son's life has changed.
Understand that I didn't want this to happen to nobody else.
Hell
but you understand?
We told everybody as soon as we found out.
Dr. Reagan
Harris
Lofton, her cousin, after seeing this happen to my son, instead of giving compassion like a human being, you disgusting, ugly bitch, she rallies and tells the family that I'm crazy and take these vaccines, and she told the family to take the vaccines. You understand? You raggedy bitch. You stupid bitch. Bitch.
Yep.
So I want you to understand that this is real life. Real people's lives were affected by this. Real people died. Real people's children were poisoned. Real people's poisoned. People's children still are poisoned. So this here isn't just to get on and shit on people. We're trying to warn you. Understand that this vaccine was meant specifically to kill you. This vaccine was meant to kill you. If you don't believe me, listen to all the smart white people, all the press conferences that told you before you. Listen to you. This vaccine was made to kill you. Understand, you don't get sick unless you take the vaccine. It's here to kill you. You better watch it as fast as you can because YouTube is probably going to take this off. So understand this. Keep in mind, I want you to understand this. YouTube has, you understand, remember YouTube's role in all of this. I want you to remember YouTube's role in all of this when all this go down, where they prohibited you to say the word vaccine during the time where the vaccines were being administered to the world. They prohibited you to say or question anything about it. Remember that YouTube decided that you could not say vaccine. And also,
look what the NIH has posted about ivermectin.
What's that? Saying
that ivermectin, a potential anti-cancer drug. Also now ivermectin's okay. Let me tell you something about ivermectin. Let me tell you, ivermectin has a little special place in my life. December of 2019, when I found out what exactly was going on with Santana, with the parasites, with ants, with spiders, all these different foreign bodies and insects and things that they put inside of our children.
They are putting insects in our kids.
Yes, they are.
Guess what? Don't have to believe me. Think I'm some crazy nigga.
Yep.
Rest assured, they are literally putting insect larvae, particular ants. They're putting ant larvae in our fucking kids' ears. Guess what? Ha 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 ha. That's a funny nigga. He's a dumb ass. What's a conspiracy theory nigga, right? Understand this. Understand this. They are literally putting our ant larvae in the children's ears. That's why the kids are going crazy.
Let me show you
something. They're putting ant larvae in our kids' ears, man. And that's why you have to get the eustachian tube to clear out the kid's ear. They put it next to the kids' ears because guess what the ants know how to do? Ants talk. The ants have the ability to say one fucking word. Do you know the word that ants say all day? Ants say the word no all day, people. Now I know this sounds crazy because you know I'm a black dude and we don't have any credibility. But for people who watch me and know me know that I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Understand that. If anyone hasn't noticed, as of recently, the past 10, 15 years, has anyone noticed that kids who are first starting to talk, instead of talking like all of us did when we were kids at 1 year old, for a while just started saying no, 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 no. Don't worry about it. If you haven't heard about it, you'll ask. There's millions. For you who are going to say, oh, this man's crazy, I tell you what, stand in front of someone smart, put your name on it. My name is Santana. Can you
and your face and
put your name and face on it? I dare you. I double dare you because I will show you. They are literally putting ant larvae in our babies' ears.
Yes, and they are.
They created the situation where you can't even treat your kids. You understand? So I double dare anybody to say what I'm saying is not exactly what I say it is. I dare you. Put your name on it. Put your face on it. Put anything on it. Because I'm gonna get off of that because I'm getting irritated because I'm irritated because I gotta keep reliving this. But I'm gonna do a video and I'm gonna break down. Maybe I'll go through all the Renaissance art, the Last Supper, all that stuff for you. But I will break down how they literally systematically planned this whole entire thing. And I will also break down to you how all this wasn't going to go down because a historical character came out and was born out of death. Can you dig it? Understand it's already in the cards. So understand it's in the cards for those ones. All the ones who are going along with them. Pause for a second. All the ones who are going along with the FBI and was going along with burning out my stores, the ones who are going along with stealing my money, stealing my boat, stealing my practice, all those things and poisoning my kid. I want you to understand that by destroying my house is poisoning my son. Stealing all of my money is poisoning my son. Burning down my stores is poisoning my son. Trying to murder me is poisoning my son. So I want you to understand this. Every one of you who went along with this, family members in particular, I want you to understand, every one of you who went along with this, any of those things that I just mentioned, understand that all those things are connected to poisoning my son. So understand that we are united in battle. We are united forever. I've learned some things that are particularly very, very useful. You're going to want to understand very, very soon. Like I told you before, you're going to close your eyes. I swear to God, you're going to close your eyes for the last time. And when you do, I swear to God, you're going to see my face. I promise you. I promise you. I swear to God to you. Every one of you who went along with this, when you close your eyes for the last time and wake up on the other side, I promise you, you're going to see my face for an eternity. Promise.
I'm trying to find
which one?
The video when I show what they got in the kids.
What's the stacks here, right?
Yeah, but I'm
okay,
trying. It was a bunch. It was a bunch of hold tight. Okay, well I'll look on my phone.
So she's going to try to pull up a particular thing. Let me direct you to this particular picture. This gentleman here, he is called the Vitruvian Man. I talk about him a lot. The Vitruvian Man represents the birth of illness. Woo, Jesus Christ. Man, I can't believe this is real. Well, it's not real, it's a simulation. Hey guys, I died for almost a minute. Fentanyl poisoning 4 days ago?
Yep.
4 days ago, I swear to God, things ain't what you think it is. That's number one. Number two, I promise you, all of you who watched and let this happen to me and my family and my boy, we're gonna see each other. Now I'm gonna personally ask you why you let this happen and didn't offer to help me when we didn't have food or we're out of a dangerous country. I'm going to come to your house and ask you in your face For all of those who went along with any kind of investigation where people were trying to smear me instead of talking about me being a beautiful man who cured worldwide blindness and was spending all of his money setting the world up with free vision. For all of my people who know me have said anything about me, let me let you know what's going to happen. I promise you that your life, the way your life is now, it's over. It started. This is your watershed moment, and understand your life has changed forever. Understand this. When people are looking at this place called the earth or the world and all these different things,
I got it.
We found it. We have too many times where people take advantage of things and we don't notice the minor things. And they tell you all the world is a stage, right? What I want you guys to do, who don't know me and who are following me, but I want all you guys to just ponder this for a while. I want you to ponder the sun in the sky, the sun and the moon. But I want you also to ponder your shadow. So people think about the sun, it's been there so long they don't think about it. And people think about their shadows and it's been there so long they don't think about it. They just disregard it. But when you was a kid, you used to play with that thing. And you never asked what is it. So let me go and give you a little clue for you folks who don't know me. I'm Kenny Dig. I got a special set of eyes, and the more you learn about me, the more you're going to learn. You probably should just listen to me. Don't dispute me. I will fuck you up. Trust me. Your shadow, everything you did, do, whatever the fuck, is being recorded by your shadow, dum-dums.
Yep.
It's duality. It's duality. Nature of this thing that we're living on, the plane that we're living on dictates everything has its equal and opposite. So understand that water is great. It will quench your thirst. Water will drown you. So everything is both good and both bad. You understand? So the feds.
Probably.
Okay. Everything is both good and both bad. Right?
Everything.
So what the artist trying to tell us, baby?
This clip here, I wanted to swing back to you guys when we showed the podcast, when we were showing you that they are actually putting insects inside of the children. So please listen to this clip, okay? This was about tongue acupuncture, by the way.
But your shadow is meant to shade you from the sun as protection. But your shadow is also recording you.
Was getting MM,
like literally,
shit.
Your shadow is telling on you. It's protecting you and giving you shade, but it's also recording everything you have done. Everything.
I don't know if you can see, if you can blow it up. I know what it says. I don't know if Jay can see it.
Yeah, this is the one.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it says fever, chills, rash, measles, mumps, allergies.
Why is it looking?
Oh, back. I see
Is
that.
it not?
Yeah. Now, rubella, all those side effects. That is what collectively rubella actually is. And so they just didn't put They just didn't put rubella there because they still kind of can't tell you everything. But at the bottom you see measles and mumps.
Yep.
So literally, they're showing you that they know that that's what caused it. Now show them the bug. Show them the bug that they just decided to just throw it. I mean, if you see the video, it's unbelievable.
They are putting bugs
for no
in the ear, man. They're putting bugs in our kids' ear, man.
They have to put a bug in there.
That's it.
It's a short video.
What's it called?
Okay, cool.
What's it called? Staxis? What's it
Ataxia.
called? Ataxia. Listen, this is, they got this shit in our ears, man. They got this in our children's ears. This is the ant that they have in our kids' ear. Understand that there's...
Hit play, because we're going to talk about it.
Oh, perfect. Oh, good. I'm glad you do.
Now this is about tongue acupuncture. I just want to keep it in context. Which I will say, I think that people really should consider and really look into. As soon as I can find some outlet for it, I'm definitely going to look into it because I'm looking at people's testimonies.
I think it's frozen. Because it's not.
Pull up a Vitruvian or Mona Lisa.
I don't know if you can see, if you can blow it up. I think that people really should consider.
Especially that a tick causes Lyme disease.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah, it's coming out. Watch this.
It's telling you all the things that happen when you need side
They gave me
effects
the hot
for
suction
people
cup
who
treatment. I forwarded it. Now check this out.
It's Belgrade. Thank you.
Wow.
There you
Right,
go.
they just threw that in there. And we went on a mission
Why?
trying to find what this was.
Yeah.
And what's your father's background, Raphael?
My father's background?
Yeah.
You mean occupation?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he was a
Yeah,
Marine.
No, like when I asked you the other day, do you know anything about insects? What was your response to me?
Oh yeah, he had a pest control business.
And you never seen it before?
I've never seen this. I had to dig to find this one.
So what did you find out about it, Raphael?
Basically what this is, this is like the 5th subspecies of a main subspecies, and basically it's an ant. But
Literally, they don't have any information on
no
this species.
information on this species. They just show a species. It lets you know the 5 different species where it came from, and that's really it.
They injected that into my son.
So I want you to understand this, pause for me. So understand, for you folks who have children that say they have autism, and you keep they're trying to get something out their ear, this thing right here is what's in your kids' ears.
Yeah.
When people got Parkinson's and Alzheimer's and all that shit, this is in their ear, and this was eating away at them, and this is what they keep hitting at. And guess what? It says now all day long. So understand, hey, he's a crazy guy. That's cool. I'll accept all these things. So, I want you to understand this. When you die, you're going to wake up and you're going to sit in front of something. And your shadow is going to be away from you for the first time. Your shadow is recording everything you do. This thing you're calling life, this is a simulation. This is meant to test you to see if you are who you said you are. That's all it is. And then you will be judged in another simulation for you who didn't live up to who you said you were.
Here you go.
So, you're going to die. You're going to open your eyes. You are going to see something that you know is not a person. And you are going to stand, and for the first time, your shadow is going to walk away from you. Your shadow is going to walk away from you, and you are going to watch your entire life through the eyes of the people who you did them through with your shadow. And then you are going to be judged. Now, I know something very, very, very specific. And for those who are wondering, of course I fucking found the Holy Grail. Who else was going to find it? You piece of shit. You know I was going to find it. I told you to look at Hieronymus Bosch, you buffoons. All of the people, I am telling you, I promise you, I swear to God, everyone who had a hand in hurting my son, Santana Omar Nottage, son, who was sacrificed to bring the light bringer. Oh, by the way, I fixed worldwide blindness, which is nothing more than manipulation of light. I promise you, you are going to a place that time does not exist. You're going to a place where pain is for dessert. I promise you, you're going to a place where time does not exist. And most importantly, I swear to God, after we finish watching that lovely movie, you are going to see my face for an eternity. I promise you, everyone who had anything to do with touching my son. My mother is already on the list. She's already got a reservation. She's got a first seat. So I'm letting you know my mother is going to be in that place. I promise you, I swear to God, and go ahead and keep thinking, playing. particular place. I'm going to tell you about this gentleman. Watch what happens to him. Watch what happens to him. His name is Howard Meinster. He is the insurance agent for Nationwide Insurance. And he is something I want to make an example out of, because certain people's actions are so vile that they have to be outlined. They have to be uplifted and shown to the world. Howard Meinster is about to have a very, very different life. And after that takes place, Mr. Howard Meinster, remember, I'm the one who told you it was going to happen. And once that happens and you're waiting to die from the repercussions of what I tried to tell you to do when you refuse to be a human being, you can just wait for me. But I promise you, Howard Meinster, when you close your eyes for the last time, when they wake back up and you open them on the other side, my friend, I promise you, you will want to see my face for an eternity. There's rules to how this game is played, and you, my friend, have broken a very big one. Can you dig it?
Yes.
And listen, if you somebody who call yourself a friend of mine, or I thought was a friend, I'ma fuck you up. Just know, and go ahead and hey, listen, Santana Nottage was a beautiful, beautiful man who was lucky enough to make a lot of money, lucky enough to have his own son, and wanted to give the whole world free vision because he thought that everyone deserved to have free vision. That was a beautiful man. So what do? You take everything from him. You try to murder him, and you poison his son. Well, Santana Nottage, when you poison Santana Nottage's son, you poison Santana Nottage. And what you get is what you ask for. And understand, I know all of the names. I want you to understand that when I talk about Benjamin Crump, I'm not just talking about Benjamin Crump because he looks like a gorilla. I'm talking about Benjamin Crump because when y'all find out what they actually are doing with these murders and these sacrifices, you're going to find out that these people are, what the fuck is that about?
So guys, I want you guys to be privy to some information with the vaccines and trying to clean the bodies. They're already doing these procedures in Germany. This is a regular practice that they are doing. You see controversial
it's not controversial. It's
blood cleansing. And I want you guys to understand something. Now understand that the Western world, they outlaw these kind of procedures to be
this
done.
Building right here.
But yet they can put an ingredient inside of your sliced bread that is inside of the foam inside of yoga mats. It's a chemical that is as a material
that's outlawed in all of Europe.
Outlawed in all of Europe. This is not in their bread. It is in your everyday white sliced bread. It is inside of the foam for a yoga mat.
So understand
that's not outlawed.
Understand
but
chelation.
This is
chelation therapy. They've been doing chelation therapy for hundreds of years, and it's a proven therapy, and it's simply just a cleansing of your blood. So now they want to say this is controversial, but giving you an experimental vaccine that they haven't tested, that's not controversial. So the tested true thing, the true tested thing of hundreds of years of documented cases with no side effects, because it's just like blood cleansing. That's controversial.
And not to mention ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, and Suramin are all FDA-approved medications that were on the shelf that were completely effective, completely made everyone recover, and every single person survived.
And the WHO and Bill Gates,
they took it off the shelf.
And Reagan, you raggedy bitch, man, he's a bitch, yo. First off, nobody even asked you shit. Like, understand this raggedy bitch. What's her dumbass name again?
Reagan Harris Love. Well, hold on. Let me.
Dr. Reagan Larry Hall. She's in Baltimore. Don't go to her. And if she's your doctor, Dr. Reagan.
Yeah, she was nominated as doctor of the whatever year in Pasadena.
Your doctor, and your child is sick.
She the reason.
Then that's why your child is sick, because you took your child to Dr. Reagan Lawson. This raggedy dumb bitch. No compassion. Like, understand that. We moved to Holland so we could heal because our son was poisoned. So we just wanted some privacy. Just wanted to be able to heal. Just to be able to heal and walk around and get as many treatments, the best treatments possible. So we just disconnected from the whole family because we have a sick child. This dumb bitch starts sending out text messages talking about vaccines are safe. And it's like, bitch, ain't nobody say nothing to you, bitch. You ugly bitch. You and your raggedy ass body. That's why you fucking with Rick James. You raggedy bitch. You raggedy ass. You ugly, dumb, stupid. You supposed to, listen, you dumb. You a doctor. You only a doctor of dumb. You dumb bitch.
Yes.
And if you don't like it, send somebody to get with me.
Or treat the fucking children.
No, you ugly bitch.
Listen to the fucking parents when they're telling you what they're telling you.
Listen. You understand that? You stupid bitch. Like, only you ugly, dumb bitch. You don't live in a person's house. You don't know what their children live. You don't know what a child was doing, doctor bitch, before they got their shot. You don't tell a parent who their kid was and after they got a shot, you ugly bitch. That's called a mother. A father. A mother and a father oversee you, you doctor bitch. You ugly, fat, raggedy body, disgusting whore. I'm gonna go get me.
So here's the controversial blood therapy.
It really doesn't look like much, but this is where people from all around the world are flying to get inside if they can to try a new long COVID therapy, or a relatively new one. The question is, what is that therapy? And can we say anything about whether it actually works?
This is the office of Dr. Beate Yeager, who offers a blood clot therapy called HELP apheresis. When you go inside the waiting room, you can see people are really desperate, and there are thousands more on the waiting list.
Die Patienten kommen aus der ganzen Welt, also Kanada, USA, England, Skandinavien, Frankreich.
Patients are coming from all over the world. Canada, the US, England, Scandinavia, France, Spain, Czechia, Russia, India, everywhere. Why are they coming here? Because they can get the HELP apheresis treatment here. The machines are here. It's a German invention. We've been doing this for 40 years. When I saw the pathological reports back in March 2020 about vascular inflammation, I thought apheresis has to be able to help COVID patients as well.
Und habe dann gedacht, das müsste Covid-Patienten auch helfen.
I'm on my way to meet a guy named James Cox, who flew all the way from Bermuda to get this therapy. James is part of the online long COVID community, and the story actually began with his tweet.
Hey man, how's it going? So, I am James. I'm 31 years old, and I've been suffering from long COVID for about 18 months now. Long COVID is, quite frankly, completely uprooted and changed my life in every way possible. I struggle with a range of symptoms that undulate on a day-to-day basis, which have completely limited my life. I'm unable to work. I'm unable to exercise, to participate in society in any normal way like I used to. I've been around the world to doctors in the US and the UK and even at home in Bermuda, and no one's really been able to provide me with any sort of clear cause or reason or treatment that may or may not help. And it seemed to me that the clinic here that I've been to actually offered me that. And in sort of desperation to try and find some relief from this agonizing journey that I've been on, I came here.
So, does HELP apheresis actually treat some of the symptoms that people with long COVID are facing, like these clumpy platelets? The answer is, we don't know yet. Working on that research now are Dr. Yeager herself, the Max Planck Institute for Physics, and a lung doctor named Asad Khan, who told us more from India. There are, I believe, many, many thousands, if not tens of thousands of people around the world who would love to see, hard, peer-reviewed data on truly whether or not this works. Is it worth going to Germany or to other countries to do this? Can we expect that soon?
You can expect that. I can't say how soon, but what I can tell you is that looked at the effect of HELP apheresis on the blood appearance of patients, so looking at whether it had an impact on the microclots, but also looking at measures of patient function such as their cognition, their mobility, their ability to answer questionnaires about quality of life, and autonomic function. At this point, I can't say much more, apart from the fact that there have been some very interesting results.
So I've spoken to maybe a dozen patients at this point who've had HELP apheresis treatment. Is it a miracle cure? It certainly is not. There's some patients who said, yes, it made them feel better. Others said, it did nothing for me at all. And even Dr. Yeager herself has said that this is one piece of the puzzle. It is not the thing that's going to fix long COVID for everyone. That said, there's potential, and we're waiting for the research to come in to show us exactly what HELP apheresis can do.
So that is a chelation treatment that they're doing in Germany to help people that are having side effects. And as you can see, alternative treatments of oncology diseases in Germany. And it's showing you all of the alternative methods that they use to clean the blood.
So really quickly, part of the reason me and Ariel chose Holland to move to is because this particular procedure and treatment they do this in Holland. Well, Tilburg?
Tilburg, correct.
A particular place called Tilburg, Holland. It was about a 3-hour drive from our house where we lived in Holland. And myself and Ariel, my mother, Ariel's mother,
and my son.
And no.
Well, he just got local injections.
Like literally, me and Ariel got about 15 treatments, and they were amazing. Mm-hmm. And my son, who was fucked up, just all he does is shake, no talking, just shake. He wouldn't do it for my son, so it's like, how much do I have to give you to do this, man? I'm begging this man, please, man, you please. And it's like, and the doctor tells you, well, we don't want to give him this treatment that's nothing. He wouldn't. So basically, they won't treat my son. They wouldn't treat my son. But as you notice, there's a system in place that's there's literally a treatment in place specific for me and my boy. And the people who put it in place, I want you to understand, I don't care if you lick the stamp. For you people who put this little fun thing in place for me, I don't care if you lick the stamp. I swear to God, we are always going to be connected for the beginning of time and when time stops and no longer time begins. So we moved to Holland, and I'm just begging this man, please, you see that my son doesn't talk. All he does is shake. Are you telling me that this procedure that you've been doing for more than 40 fucking years with no side effects, you're worrying about harming my son who doesn't do anything but shake with this therapy that nothing's ever happened to? So I'm begging these institutions to please treat my son. But it's been specifically placed in my son's record not to treat my son. Listen, all the people who played with my son's health, all of them who play with my son's health, I swear to God, you guys think that you're going to have lawyers and security and systems protecting you. And I'm letting you know, all of the systems are breaking down. And I'm letting you know that in 6th grade, Paul Ridgely in Lansdowne Middle School was going through something in his personal life. And I used to share my lunch with him every day. He was my friend. I remember everything. I remember the day I chose to be born before I got to this physical place. So what I'm saying to you is this. For you folks who played a role in the treatment and lack thereof treatment and the poisoning of my son, I know your name, and I swear to God, the people who administer these vaccines to poison children, y'all gotta realize that you would think that nobody could do such a despicable deed and think, wow, what a despicable, who would think of such a despicable deed? And the answer to that question is quite simple, the devil. But what people don't realize is that the devil ain't smart. The devil's just old. It's not smart, the devil's just old. Poisoning a baby is just dirty and foul. It doesn't take anything clever to decide, you know what, let me just poison a baby. A defenseless baby. That ain't clever. That's just a piece of shit, you understand? There are far worse things than poisoning a baby. You're going to find that out. You're going to find out that poisoning a baby is not very imaginative. You're going to find out that all of this is taking place here. I'm playing for the big game, and what I am promising you. Anyone who talks to me and knows Santana, aka Can You Dig It, they know I don't lie. I promise you that when you close your eyes for the last time and you wake up on the other side, I promise you, you are going to see this face for an eternity. I promise you. Because you have violated some rules of the game. And I'ma fuck you up for that because you fucked up my boy. And you know what? Man, I swear to God, you fucked with the right one. Jesus Christ. God, is there anything else? Like, you know what? Santana didn't smoke. Santana Nottage didn't drink.
He did not.
Santana Nottage didn't curse in public.
Nope.
Santana Nottage was a perfect gentleman, a professional. He used to feed the homeless a couple times a week. Always donated to just everybody. Santana was giving away to everybody. Santana has bought more than 20 different cars to people who aren't his family members and just people who need them. Santana was a beautiful, beautiful bird. Santana is dead. Someone decided they were going to poison the child of a beautiful bird. And when you did that, y'all got that bird. But y'all gotta understand, 1111, that's that phoenix. Y'all got a new bird. Now y'all got a phoenix. And understand, I know some things. And if you understand what the Holy Grail can bring, I swear to God, all of you, check it out. Bethel, check it out, yo. You gonna see me. I swear to God, Bethel. All of y'all who played in with this, Barry Sims, you gorilla. First off, when I see you in person, I'm gonna give you a good bear monkey hug when I see you. A good Barry bear hug. But after you die of congested heart failure, and you close your gorilla eyes, you fucking monkey, you gonna see me. Dig it. There's rules to this. So, I apologize for those who say this guy seems angry. You gotta take it back to the start and you'll get it. But I want you to understand that there's rules to this. And for every action, there's a reaction. And when you poison a baby, there's nothing that cannot happen to you. When you are affiliated and go along with poisoning babies, there's nothing that cannot happen to you or anything that you love or want or desire. Understand that. Those are the rules. And the other rule is, if you poison my son, I need to be made whole in some way, shape, or form. And if you went along with talking shit about me after they poisoned my son, you fucked up, because I am vengeful, because my feelings was hurt when they poisoned my boy. So if you folks who just like to see me hurt when all I was trying to do was give away blindness, you're going to see something else. Because everyone who knows me knows that what I say is true. You're going to see something else. I swear to God. I promise you. Anything you want to say?
I wanted to let you guys hear this little clip, because this is about the mRNA graphene oxide that is the substance that they are using. That's
Good morning. I am Michelle Chasudowski from the Center for Research on Globalization in Montreal. And as part of our video program, we have the privilege of welcoming Ricardo Delgado Martin from Seville, Spain, who is the founder of La Quinta Columna. and now representing a team of researchers. What is tremendously compelling, shall we say, is that this team has done a study of what is inside the vial of the Pfizer vaccine. It is a laboratory examination under microscope, and they've discovered that there's a tremendously toxic substance which is called graphene or graphene oxide. This element has consequences on the health of those who take the vaccine. Welcome, Ricardo. What are the specific results that you have found in that research? I have to say that no one has. No one among the independent virologists, shall we say, has taken the initiative to analyze the contents of the Pfizer or AstraZeneca vial.
First off, Michelle, thank you for the invitation. Indeed, from the evidence of the magnetic phenomena that was occurring in the inoculated people, we began to suspect, to raise hypotheses about what kind of injected nanomaterials that could provoke this magnetism, that would turn people into superconductors, having the ability to store energy. This is when we came across graphene. Therefore, at the moment, we became aware of the existence of a vial which fell into our hands. We asked the University of Almería, through the mediation of Dr. Campra Madrid, Pablo Campra Madrid, Doctor in Chemical Sciences and Bachelor in Biology, to perform an analysis of the vial, and a week later, the analysis came directly to us, and here you have it with its digital signature. As an accredited professor of this university, where clear evidence of graphene oxide in the sample, through analysis to TEM electron microscopy, optical microscopy as well, see analysis and some spectroscopy techniques. Evidently, from that moment on, we began to study the toxicity caused by this graphene oxide in the organism. And we realized that it presents almost the same clinical picture as the COVID-19 disease itself. In other words, graphene oxide generates thrombogenicity. Thrombi is a coagulating factor, causes platelet reduction, causes oxidative stress when toxicity increases, and with it, it triggers an alteration of the immune system and thus triggers collapse of the immune system, cytokine storm, inflammation of mucous membranes by inhalation, loss of taste, loss of smell. We are talking about the classic COVID-19 picture.
Well, these are also
Okay, so I'll put this in the description as well so you can read it on, because it's about more than a 25-minute video. But I wanted to just let you see that just like the people from the European Parliament said, there was no testing done. There was no testing done. These are independent researchers that tested it themselves to see what was in the vials. So understand that they didn't test a thing that was put inside of your body and got to tell you that it's FDA approved, and you can't go to work without taking it. You can't travel without taking it.
Remember,
Can't go to
Empowerment Temple Church in Baltimore. Empowerment Temple Church in Baltimore said they told their members that they could not come to church to worship God if they didn't get a vaccine, even though vaccines contain aborted baby fetuses. So if you're against abortions, why would your church tell you to take a vaccine that has aborted fetuses in it? New Empowerment Temple Church in Baltimore. I'm gonna come there and see you. I can't wait.
Check on Tracy, please, baby.
Thank you. Floyd.
Yes, I got you, babe. The paper you typed up, or the link that I pulled up. Oh, I got the link up here too, babe.
You both.
Okay. All right, y'all. So this is just an extra little addition for you guys to keep it all into context as to what exactly they are doing to us. We have twins. They're twins. They're babies. So they cry a lot. So daddy went to go check on the babies. You know, y'all did some real foul shit, harming our babies and harming other people's babies and knowing it. You doctors, listen. If y'all don't get up and open your mouth and say what is happening and what you are witnessing and do something, you can forget about redemption. You're going to burn in hell. There's nothing more precious and innocent than a new life. And I don't care if it's a baby rabbit or a baby. It's innocence. It's new life. You can't take its consent away like that. And you take the consent because you're lying to the parents. And you're telling the parents that nothing's going to happen except for a fever and here's some Tylenol if they get hot. You're lying. You're lying. You are not allowed to say, oh, well, we take our recommendations from the CDC and the WHO. You are a doctor. You took an oath to take care of us and to make sure that we are healthy, and you're giving us the best advice. So that means you're giving us advice on things that you are knowingly now going to say, well, I didn't know. How do you feel comfortable parting your mouth saying words like that to people when now they have children that are mentally disabled temporarily? Because it's coming. These chelation treatments are going to be coming here. They're going to be all over the world, and we're all going to be able to get out of this.
You feed him?
Yeah, earlier when I went up there the second time. Okay, I will. So I'm looking for I got the video right here. Let me look for the papers, guys.
George Floyd was a sacrifice, and George Floyd was in on it.
What was it? Was it just your document?
It was a document, and you can pull it up too, but
I think it's in the other, whatchamacallit. Your storage is full. They keep they clogging up our computer.
Go to Wikipedia and go to.
Oh, okay.
Go to the killing of George Floyd Wikipedia.
Okay. Okay, killing of George Floyd.
Okay.
Oh, and I also have the paper with all his crimes and stuff, if that's what you wanted, if that's what you're looking for.
No, this stuff is good enough.
Okay, so here is. So do you want me to play the clip from the video?
Which one?
About
fentanyl?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll put that on now. All right, guys. So I want you to listen to this. It's a less than 3-minute clip. That I took from the Greatest Lie Ever documentary that Candace Owens did. That
fentanyl killed George Floyd.
That Ye quoted and has now been hit with I think a $250 million lawsuit from quoting this. To the George Floyd's family, my condolences. I saw what happened. It was deplorable what took place to your loved one. I wish no harm. But if you have listened to this recording, then you have to know that me and my husband only care about the truth. So this has nothing to do with trying to control a narrative. It has nothing to do with any political agenda. It has nothing to do with being on any type of bandwagon for clout. We are clout. We don't need none of that. We are only showing the truth. And so I'm going to play this clip for you so you can hear what exactly the medical examiner did say about his death.
To what the toxicology report says, and I look for certain words or evidence of something called cardiomegaly. Cardiomegaly means an enlarged heart. And if a person has cardiomegaly, their chances of sudden cardiac arrest rise by 150 times, not 150%, 150 times. That is significant. And then we have the whole issue of the police encounter and the basal metabolic rate rising. Think about him being agitated, chaotic, excited, and his heart is pumping, pumping, pumping. There is zero empirical forensic evidence, medical evidence of any biological mechanism, physiological mechanism that would have interfered with George Floyd's ability to get sufficient oxygenated blood up into the brain. There's zero evidence of that.
There was another passenger in the vehicle, and that passenger was Mr. Floyd's drug dealer. However, he did not end up providing helpful testimony because of his own criminal liability.
Okay, and why would you not answer those?
Like they couldn't give him some type of immunity. You understand? For his drug dealer charge. Exactly, this high profile case couldn't get him some type of immunity for some dope charge.
Yes, sir.
There was some evidence that came out of chewed up pills that were found on the floor of the police car. It's very unclear to me why that evidence was not obtained earlier and presented to the jury. But I think if the jury had seen the entire picture, not only of Mr. Floyd's drug dependency,
they kept it from the jury.
Prior brushes.
This is kept from the jury.
His physical characteristics.
I want you to understand that the fentanyl pills that was crushed up, chewed up in the back of the police car and in George Floyd's system, that the jury wasn't allowed to know that. That's
not
weird.
In George Floyd's car.
In his system. That's
in
weird.
The
police car and George Floyd's system. Not in his own car. Right. That's weird, huh?
Characteristics at the time of the incident and his ultimate death. Absent the interaction with the police, he could easily have died with the amount of drugs in his system with no knee on his neck or on his shoulder. And so to me that would have suggested, if I were on that jury, reasonable doubt, but our system is such that a jury gets to decide that. Now there were other factors I think that polluted the jury's ultimate ruling. You know, ultimately the jury reached its conclusion.
I'm praying the verdict is the right verdict, which is, I think it's overwhelming in my view.
We've got to get more.
The screen just stopped. Oh. So, for anyone who are familiar with the Santana effect and how we were explaining, we found some patterns. If anyone who's not familiar with it, we found that that we are living in a simulation where they choose to sacrifice people at different times, different places. We find that once a person gets sacrificed or there's a tragedies or murders, we find that that particular area receives some type of economic or some type of reward 13 years later. For example, you're going to find that the September 11th attack, September 11, 2001, you're going to find that the Twin Towers was rebuilt literally September the 8th, 2014. Like everything is always 13 years, and you'll find that
smart city.
And also, but so many different things.
Uh-huh.
But for the folks who aren't familiar with it, but the folks who have been paying attention, who have been following us, remember I told you they mark you with the number 13 for murder, and when they choose 13 means that death is coming. You're going to die. And when they're going to murder you, they choose a person who's going to kill you or an object or something. But when they choose to kill you, they choose certain numbers. 13 is death. You're going to find that in these events, these major events that take place around the world and all these killings, you're going to find that this is premeditated. This is already written down in a whack-ass system that I got the code for. but they literally putting it right in front of you. And it's so crazy that literally in Wikipedia, they don't even hide it anymore. For example, check it out. I was looking at whenever I'm looking at people's deaths, and when I'm trying to figure out who killed them and where they killed them and how they died, I always look for who marked them and when and how they were marked. And once I find out who was marked, then I can find out who we find out when they were marked. That allows us to find out who marked them and who was the actual person who did the actual murder. This works in any and everybody's case. Anyone who would just, look. I've left all the information out, and I've also, where are you at? I have also given the instructions on how to look for it yourself when you do not have the desire to look or listen to anything that comes out of the mouth of a black dude. I'm going to show you how literally these fools are literally showing you in broad daylight, don't even trying to hide it. Derek Chauvin falling down. Which one is the right one? Chauvin. Protest DC. Protest DC. Memorials. Other reactions. Okay, so this is known as the killing of George Floyd, right? Alright, so 42 months. Derek Chauvin on the neck prevented bystanders. Indianapolis. I'm sorry, I want to make sure I find you exactly what you need to see so you can see for yourself, so you can say, wait a minute, that's a coincidence, right? There you are, right? And let's be here. They moved 13. Okay. So, let me see. How's that form? Give me 1 second. I have a document I want you to see. I have this out for you, so when you want to look at it, you can kind of, I had it saved for you. So, this is a Google Doc that I just did. And 30th, let's try this. Boom. Okay. I was putting the information together for the Floyd case, and I was looking at when he was marked and where he was marked, and we found that for all those who've been following, you know that they are marking these people with the number 62. So when you see the number 62, that is the person or the thing. Sometimes it can be a car, sometimes it can be a plane, sometimes it can be a highway. But they always have to make sure the number 62 is present to make sure that death takes place. And they literally are putting this right in front of you. And I'm just trying to find it for you so you can see how they're literally putting it right in front of you and hiding it. And that's 62, that's 92. They're hiding right in front of you. And because you don't know what these numbers mean, you're just reading through them thinking, okay, you're just reading and thinking nothing of them. But they're literally telling you who marked this person for death and how they were going to die. And you know what, baby? I can't find my document.
I know, because it's probably under the other user. You can't switch it right now.
I thought I had it in both. Let me check something out.
But do you not have it emailed to us?
I can't see it. I don't see it. I have a let me see. Download. So let me see. Hopefully send us some right here. Give me 1 second. I apologize. I'm trying to show you the today.
You could probably play a video while we wait.
Well, I'll get with the next one. I think I'm tired. This has been going along too long, and so what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to walk you through the George Floyd death. This was coordinated. The whole thing was coordinated. George Floyd was involved in it as well. This is coordinated. I'm going to walk you through the Wisconsin Christmas Day Massacre. Yes, coordinated as fuck, man. They're killing us. They're literally writing down exactly how they're going to do it. And they're showing us how they're going to do it prior to doing it. Then they're carrying it off. And then y'all believe it. Let me show you how they're doing it. So please look at this video. For all the people whose name I haven't mentioned, who think my name and you think I might be talking about you, I am. If you think I might be talking about you, I am. I'm going to do another video. We're going to explain George Floyd, the Wisconsin Day killer. We're going to also explain Breonna Taylor. All this is so transparent, and I'm going to show you in writing and in the numbers how Breonna Taylor was sacrificed, and her boyfriend, Jesus Christ, her boyfriend is the one who set the damn sacrifice up. And I want you to understand, Benjamin Crump is involved with all of these murders before they go down. I don't talk about Benjamin Crump just because he looks like a big gorilla dipped in a bucket of shit. I talk about Benjamin Crump because he is more diabolical than he looks. He's more diabolical than he looks. So, I'm just saying this. This thing is about to switch. So all you folks who took pleasure in hurting a kind man, well, that kind man is no longer around. You're going to have to deal with another man. And that another man has seen some things. And when you take a man's son, ooh, man, he can tell you about some things. But I'm going to leave this in saying that I hope everybody stands on their truth. Don't let them tell you that you're sick and you can't be fixed. It's in all of the artwork. If you have a question about something, ask me and I'll pull the artwork up and I'll fucking show you. All of us are redeemable. You ones who fuck with my kid, hey, well, I don't think y'all going to apologize to me. I don't think you're going to say sorry or do anything else because the only thing you've done is continue to take. So I don't think you're going to apologize for what's been done to my son. But everybody's redeemable. Even if you people who poisoned my son tried to apologize. Everyone is redeemable. But I get pleasure out of knowing that you people are so despicable that you never will. So I don't have to worry about that one. But understand this is about the switch. And I'm just saying to all you folks, just remember what you did. Not what you thought, not what you felt. I am saying to you, remember what you did. Because Nuremberg is right around the corner.
Baby, show Nuremberg.
No. Nuremberg can only be seen. Nuremberg can't be discussed.
Okay.
Nuremberg. The new Nuremberg. The new Nuremberg is right around the corner. That switch has already been turned. So just remember everything that you did. Can you dig it?